relatively quiet with the exception of the Apple release. That's been positive, helping drag the market up, but you can see it start to come back in, guys. We will start to get rocking and rolling again. We are slightly post-earnings season, so keep that in mind. But never a lackluster day in this market.
We are unhalted here, Joseph, and we're up 766%. The high of the day, $100 on the dot, 100.00. QMMM continuing to go. I'm sure the boys will be looking at it. Maybe they won't. We'll have to wait and see. It's dropping back down, though, now into 91, 92, so it's giving up a little bit. Trade this carefully, guys. See everybody tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel. Take care, guys.
What up, everybody? And just to make sure that we make you a truth teller, there's Sharif on this one. QMMM, I had it up anyways. But you know what makes this different? Unlike the rest of these ridiculous one-trick pony treasury plays, QMMM Holdings Limited is a diversified treasury play. We're not talking about just Bitcoin.
No.
We got ETH and Solana up in this. And the best part about it is they're targeting getting up to $100 million worth in the treasury, but the market cap is $600 million, so that makes sense that it's up 850% when the underliers are doing nothing. It doesn't have to make sense. It just has to halt up again at 107.45. So the other ones might be a little bit dead, but this one is flying. It's about to go into a halt. We promised we'd cover it. So there it is. Apple, the event is still ongoing. It spiked when the event started at 263.5. It went all the way up to, went green, up by $1. And it wasn't when the phone was announced, so I was wrong about that. It made a top there when they were still talking about, I believe, the Airbuzz, which is some cool stuff, man. We'll go over it, but like I actually think that some of the coolest stuff is the safety features that you have built in, the health stuff. And we'll get into some of that. But the Apple event's still ongoing. I'm no longer listening to it. I'm just kind of watching it. It's still hard to listen and talk to you guys as well. But yeah, wild action here. Some of those treasury plays much better than the others. You know, OCTO was all the rage yesterday, and then this morning CWD was the rage, but now it is this QMMM. The actual tap is pretty much flat, but it's insanity. It doesn't stay open for more than, a few minutes before it halts one more time. I'm not paying for locates on this. I seriously doubt I traded. It's way too crazy. This is exactly how you can get rinsed. But congrats if you happen to catch a few of these.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you need to do. You need to wind up catching them. Whoa, Lululemon went to 170 this morning. Okay, that's not bad. I just wanted to look at, welcome back, everybody, as well. Today's, we had CWD, we had OCTO, now we have this new one going as well, so that one should be fun. I'm trying to find some kind of plays. It looks like Palantir could be breaking out. Whoops, a PLTZ. Palantir could be breaking out. That might be a play that we have a quick look at here at some point. Nice move there on Palantir from 159. I don't know what happened around 12 o'clock, but there's the break there of that pre-market or, the whole high of the day. Up into here right now, watching out for Palantir coming back in. Things are starting to turn around right now, but the Nasdaq still relatively flat today. We didn't do too many moves in and out. So we'll wait. I mean, for all of these, Apple, of course, is what's going on now. The stock didn't move too much. It had, high side, low sides. Now we wait to see what the next play here is for Apple. It looks like it's trying to balance itself in and around this 236. I almost feel like it's Fed day here. As soon as they're done talking, then we can get involved with Apple. But for right now, really no point. It's just basing out down here. Yeah, the new watch, sleep scores, things like that. Taking your heartbeat from your ear with your AirPods. I mean, that's pretty cool. If you don't have a watch, it's an easy way to track it on your phone, I guess. So that part was pretty cool. There were some interesting ideas there for sure. So we'll, we'll just continue to watch it there. Yeah, Amazon. Oh, what's up, Patrick?
Amazon?
Patrick Jam in the chat. Yo, make sure you get into the chat like right now, because this is how we see it. For only $2, you're going to get myself or Neil or both to have a quick,
you got us both looking at it.
Love Amazon. Today, and yeah, breaking through that high right there, that's looking pretty good, Patrick. Yeah, you got yourself one there too. Like right about 12 o'clock, everything started going. So yeah, Amazon looking great here actually for that high break. I think I'm going to take that.
You know what's amazing?
238 break.
238 break, and into the all-time high, which would be $3.
Higher than that? Oh,
well, man, maybe closer to $4. I'm eyeballing. It might actually be closer to $4 or $5 higher than that.
242.50.
Okay, so $4.50. So there's room to get you there on Amazon. These Mag 7 are just taking turns getting to their highs, right? you know, NVIDIA goes, and then Google goes, and then Amazon goes, and then once Amazon has done it, then Apple will be next, obviously. So, yeah, I mean, Amazon, let's call it, what day is today, Tuesday?
I'm long.
So Friday.
Yeah.
All-time high by Friday.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe.
Well, I might do it before that.
It's Wednesday tomorrow. Okay, here we go, man. We're going to get some out. We just punched long. We got long at 04. We'll see if we can get something out. The highest it went to was 15s there, so actually exactly 15s. So we wanted to go long there. Thank you, Patrick, for bringing that out to us, and that's kind of the stuff that we're going to be doing here for you throughout the afternoon, looking for some trades, trying to think about which ones we like and don't like. So I have a couple units on this. Let's just see if it wants to work out. I mean, good call there, breaking the high. We've been talking about the Amazon story for a while. Looks like it wants to keep on working here, hitting off the 50 period. This is just a daily chart running into, as we just said, those highs at 242. We might have just, done the fake and break type trade. So big volume there on the break, one of the biggest of the day. The other one was on that move right there where we did pull back in. So here we go. We take the trade. Now we got to wait to see if it wants to go up or down from here. But, so far so good on the day for Amazon, up 1%. The Nasdaq goes, obviously this name will go as well. So we'll wait now to see what happens with Amazon. Big volume, both red and green right now on the name. So yeah, APLD running. Okay, I mean, there's probably a lot of stocks running. So thanks again to everybody for pointing all these out. Remember, we do have, where did I put it? Oh, I might have closed it or was somewhere else. We do have our little board open as well where we can vote on what we want to do. I can't find anything anymore. Oh, here it is right here. So I'm going to reset this so you can get a fresh start. Right now it's UNH, QMM is here now, Palantir, Apple, they're all here.
Humanity.
Right now, CWD does not have a symbol. That's up 400%. Look at these multiple 100% winners.
It's ridiculous.
Right now all over the place. Never seen anything like this before, honestly. But all right,
since 2020 anyway.
Let's reset it, get a fresh start right there. I really do like NVIDIA and Microsoft. I mean, obviously we're into right now Amazon. So that QMM, I just heard it again. Is it, how many M's is it? There it is. So holy Joe, where's Joe?
120.
Yeah, that stock is $120. I forgot that Sharif is over there. I wanted to tell Sharif or Joe, one of the others there, what this stock is. But there it goes. Yeah, QMMM halted at 121. Its tap is 125 right now. Sheesh. So let's get ready to rumble.
That one's the craziest. At least the other ones have had better liquidity. Like, you've been able to hold on, like,
yeah,
and not go halt to halt. They'll at least be open for the half an hour, and then maybe consolidate and halt and all that crazy stuff. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with Humana here. It just dropped. It was down a couple of points and now down 7% and accelerating. Like, volume pretty big here to the downside on HUM. I haven't been able to see a story on this, but obviously this one is getting hit a little bit. I do believe. Are we ready to go? Okay, we're not ready to go yet but yeah, Humana kind of going the other direction because UNH had been, well, it's pulling back after going 9% to the upside. So yeah, Humana looking pretty nasty. We'll have Oracle after the bell as well. I got eyeballs on NVIDIA. I was short this, but there was a moment during the Apple event that NVIDIA just started running into VWAP, and I wasn't like, did they just say something? Like, I don't know.
Right now?
No, it was a little bit earlier. It was maybe like 25 minutes ago. Volume picked up there on NVIDIA, but it just failed VWAP. A couple of times it has failed VWAP. I'm going to look for another push back up. If I start to see it curl again at 168 and a third, I'm going to try to get into that one at the sell side. It's just a relatively weak name. If the Nasdaq's cresting to the highs, this one has been reverse of trend since it got to 169. And for anyone watching this event, Apple, again, right back to where it started. Like, it was about 236. Went up a couple bucks, down a couple of dollars. I feel like this is like the way that it goes. You let it settle down for a couple of days. The upward trend has been pretty good. So it might be an opportunity to buy the dip if they continue to sell this one off here on AAPL. Still no headline for Humana. This stock does not drop 7% for nothing.
Indonesia, Indo. Yeah, no. I want to look also at a firm. I mean, tomorrow we're going to get Klarna at this time. Hopefully it'll be out by now, and we can talk about it during the midday and maybe even during our show in the morning, but I don't know. Probably not. There hasn't been an IPO that's opened up like before 12:30. Pretty much. Humana dropping again?
No, Apple.
Wait, which way?
Down.
Down. Okay, so yeah, they probably announced the price, honestly.
It must have been.
Of the phone, so there it goes to the downside. I'm not watching it. There unveils iPhone 17 Pro Max, the most powerful advanced users ever. Yeah, so there it goes. I mean, we had talked about this, man. I mean, Apple was already primed to go. It just had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 straight up days, right? And so here getting pulled in here a little bit. Obviously the pricing, I told you that would be the case. Once the pricing is announced, people are going to sell it off because they're like, oh, you know, we didn't know it was going to come lower, but we've been telling you for a minute that the pricing is going to be higher. On this model, the first time in a couple years that they've done that. So I don't know, Apple's dancing around. I don't have it in my ear anymore, so I have no idea what the story is, but Apple dancing for now.
I saw the price on the screen.
Oh, you saw the price on the screen, so that's probably...
But my thing was delayed.
Probably scaring everybody, that's all. So I would say we'll buy the dip. Like I said, pricing, yeah, exactly. So we're going to have to wait on pricing here for Apple as it's come off those levels. So we sort of knew that was going to happen. I think it's kind of like run-of-the-mill there for this. Everyone wants cheaper, and you know, you don't get a high-quality product.
I for one want more expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to pay more for it.
I don't know. I don't have much to say about it other than it's going to the downside. We do have not worrisome. I'm not getting out until 237. I want to give this $1. Here on Amazon. So 237 is what we're going to have to suffer through here. It was a nice break of 238, so we're going to have to wait on that one to see if it's going anywhere fast. And it looks like it's going down right now. But I think it's Apple. All eyes on Apple. I mean, if Apple can settle down, then the market probably bounces back right here as well. So yeah, the overall market dumping here.
It's really Apple taking it down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just Apple. I mean, unless there's, you mentioned UNH, but sorry, Humana, but that's not going to be a big mover one way or the other. So, all right, let's just continue to watch it. I mean, Apple downside, Amazon
still on the low,
retracing as well as they're all trying to go back in right now. So, yeah, just par for the course here. I feel like for that Apple, we probably should have been short heading into the pricing announcement.
QMM's open again.
Oh, QMM is open again.
120 new high, 128.
Flushing Apple pretty good.
Huh?
What? Halted again?
It was okay. I'm not okay.
You got to go to level 2.
This is gonna seem like I'm lying. You're all gonna be like, Neil, you're full of crap. I actually just blinked. It was at 128. I blinked and it was halting up. I swear to you. I was looking at it. It was 128. I kind of did that. I turned my head to the level 2. And it was halting at $139.70. The liquidity on this is non-existent. What did I say the float was on QMM?
I don't know. I was just gonna look.
Maybe I didn't say the float on this thing, because this is really, it's completely absurd. It's a 40 million float. This is way bigger than the one this morning. CWD, much bigger float, but it doesn't seem to matter. Like, it's turned over. It hasn't even turned that much over. 11 million shares done. Like, this is wild. Until this thing is ridiculous, man. Until this thing turns around, I would not chase this. I'm not even sure I would buy any reasonable dips. That's insane.
We just bought. I just bought Apple there at 20s and got out at 50s. So now we're going to wait to see. We only got out of 10%, so we're going to wait to see if we have a higher move. I'm going to play off the low 75. I mean, the low is really 60s, but if it breaks 75 through, we're out. There it is right now. Props it up. I mean, we're traders, right? So there goes Apple right now. Nice move, Apple. Do the little Sharif golf clap right there, because there it is right there. It's a nice move higher. It's 70 cents in the money. I don't know. There it goes, man. Well, not only can we talk about stuff, but hopefully we'll be able to trade it live for you right now. Now 80 cents. Let's see what happens with Apple. Trying to break through right now, 235. So here we go. Yes, sir. There it is. Yes, smooth move right there for Apple. So we're pretty happy. Needless to say, but nice little take there for Apple. We waited for that. We hit it, and there it goes, man. Let's just wait to see what winds up happening there. We're now out of half of this trade. I'm going to get out of, actually, now we're out of half right there as we get out of Apple, as there it goes, man. It is right there. Watch us, for whatever we talk about, the news, all of this, but also we'll try to throw in a couple trades right there. And you heard me say I'm long Apple. There it goes. Apple right now, $1 off that bottom. So Apple event ended, so we went long. But there it is. So out of half now, could get worse. Bouncing around 235. I'm going to get one more piece right there as we just whoosh to the downside a little bit. We're still waiting for Amazon to come through, but now it's 215, and here comes Apple right back down to the downside. So watch out now, market moving around.
Yeah, and in 14 years, there have been 0 hacks and 0 excuses. BTCC.com delivers when plenty of others don't. Trade Bitcoin up to 500x, even Tesla, gold, and Forex as well. And with smart copy trading, you don't just watch the pros, you trade like them. Regulated in the US, Canada, and Europe, trusted by 6.8 million traders. And guess what? There's a Trader TV exclusive here. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description box for a 15% deposit bonus. BTCC.com, where the pros trade, and now so can you. Shout out to BTCC. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hilarious to say Bitcoin. I only chuckle because, Bitcoin 500x leverage, or you can just take one of these treasury plays like QMMM, whatever the heck that thing is. It's absurd. We'll get to that one in a quick little second because it's still halted to the upside. I think that one's going to end up pretty nasty, but NVIDIA just blew through the volume weighted average price. Much better short up here at 169 than it was at 168. I might take another shot at up at that high, but VWAP, no good for sure. As you mentioned, that Apple event is over. Yeah, I can't pronounce the name in the chat, so I'm going to try I'm not going to bother absolutely butchering it there. UNH going crazy all day. My only caveat is I don't know what's going on in Humana. And at the same time that Humana started dropping, UNH seemed to have made a top. So it's usually I would think that something is going on in the space that's causing that move, because UNH was on a clear upward trend, and then all of a sudden Humana did that, and it's still at the low of the day on no headline that I can see. And that's a hefty drop. So obviously something is going on with these healthcare names. UNH is a beast, obviously, but it was doing just fine until like a couple of minutes ago, maybe 15, 20 minutes ago when Humana lost a bit. But let's get into the rundown. Sharif is at the desk. He's locked and loaded and ready to go. Should be interesting. I feel like the wrong one of those treasury plays is going to be on the list because you would have voted this morning and you wouldn't have known it'd be QMMM.
Yeah, we're going to wait to see what happens here.
Hey guys, welcome to the afternoon rundown. Let's look at how the markets are doing. The NQ is up 0.8, the ES up 0.5. The best performing major average on the day is the Dow up 0.4. And the Russell 2000 not doing all that well, down 0.6, despite the fact that we're talking about a half basis point cut possibly in the next FOMC meeting. But the first ticker, though, as decided by you guys, UNH. And what a move UNH is, guys, reaffirming their 2025 EPS guidance. They do have their investor conference from the 8th to the 10th, so it ends tomorrow. And the market liking this to the tune of 8.25, though, off that 351 high. What's the look, boys?
Okay,
the look is, oh boy.
I'm going to go to UNH a quick second, but I'm pretty sure
I didn't hear what Sharif said.
Somebody probably just lost $15 to $20 trying to short QMH, and you could literally see it happen. Just crazy, like it was about to go halt down, and you could see the short build up. It got insta-filled, and then it halted up $20. That is complete and utter insanity. Obviously, UNH, look, let's be real. UNH, accumulation at $300. That's what we were talking about the whole time while it was happening. It did it before and was no good. It gave you a 10% move and no better. It did it this time, and it's now finally going. So I think this is the run that we're looking for. The first stop, at least for myself, I'm looking at this 375 to 380 level where this dropped off in May. Hey, that was May 13th, day before my dad's birthday. And then up into the 420.
Nice.
Those are the two steps. The 2 steps there. The 200 period moving average is 420. I'm not saying 420 because it's 420. I'm just saying because it's the 200 period moving average. So to me, this is where the offer goes out. At this point, if it loses 300 again, I think you jump out of the swing. But 8% today on Humana, on UNH. And it would probably be right back at the high of the day if not for whatever kind of caused the group to go to the downside there. Just a couple of minutes.
Guys, something's going on with Amazon right now. It's going absolutely insane, and we're freaking long right now. So here we go. Let's see what winds up happening with Amazon. I mean, it's just going nuts. I don't know if it broke some sort of a level right now or not, but there it goes. Amazon, man, to the moon here. Hopefully, we just bought a little bit of that dip buy, and then it started to go right here. So, oh boy, there goes Amazon right now, going almost into P&L number 1. We dip bought that around 50, and boom, it just went to 65 there. So there has to be some kind of news on this. We'll just wait to hear. I mean, if Adair comes with something great, if not, fine as well. But I'm going to offer some 50s here. If we get those, great. And then we're up at 64 right now. There goes Amazon. I'm at the highest spot I've been at all day here, and it's Amazon. And we just put this on. They're breaking through 238. So maybe there's no news. I mean, it's not even like
Microsoft to buy AI from Anthropic and shift.
All right, so maybe it's
from
Microsoft.
OpenAI. What?
Okay, so yeah, we'll get it. Adair. Oh, Adair's not even here. It's Sharif. My bad. I was like, oh, Adair will get it, but yeah, it doesn't matter. Sharif will find it as well. If there's anything to look for, we'll do it. But remember, Amazon has the stake in Anthropic, so
yes,
you know, there it goes. But well, I'm only long Amazon because we broke through 238 and then we were trying to support this level. So, you know, good little move higher there. We didn't get our 65, unfortunately. That was the top, but we did get a 45 there, which was pretty good. So, you know, we're long right now at 89s. We'll let this story settle. I mean, if we can barely find it, I feel like it's going to take off once people actually do find it.
I'm seeing a couple of people online mentioning it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I respect.
Until we actually find. Like, we can't even see it anywhere. It's not even on Benzinga here yet. So we'll wait to see.
Yeah,
Microsoft license Anthropic for 365. So, okay. So that's a shot to OpenAI for sure, right? Because Microsoft, you'd think that they would have used OpenAI. So I think that's a shot there. And that should be a good move for Amazon. So whatever. I'm already out of half of that position on that move up because I had no idea what was going on. So we'll take money where money lies right now and be at the high of the day. So there it is, man. Microsoft, the shift is now over for Microsoft. So I would watch out right there with I mean, if OpenAI had a stock, I'd be looking at that, but they don't. So, you know, we have to just watch this. And then, by the way, let's go right now. It's another one. We'll see if we can get into the dollar club right here, but we're going to get out some more Apple right now to see if we can get back to the upside here for Apple. But yeah, what an exciting afternoon it's been. I don't know. I mean, I know the midday show has a lot of excitement with some of those small cappers, but we just had a little bit of a run there, and it's always nice when you make a little bit of money. So there it goes. There's another out right there on Apple. So we bought Apple lows once that event ended, and then we got Amazon. But this Anthropic news is just something brand new. So we were taking it on that break. And then the average in was the same story. Like, we were just averaging in against support. So, okay. All right, let's go over to Sharif, figure out what he's up to, and we'll wait to see what
I guess we did start the rundown. I forgot we'd actually started.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we actually did start it. So we'll talk about CWD soon. But again, there goes Apple. Nice move there. There goes Amazon. Nice move there. So we're on both of those.
There's your headline right here, Sean, being reported by The Information. Microsoft to buy AI from Anthropic and shift from OpenAI. That's obviously a marked change from where the company was headed before with the association with Microsoft and OpenAI. Obviously, Anthropic and Amazon very much interrelated. So good look there. Amazon about almost 1% in Greensville. Here's the next ticker, though, as decided by you guys. CWD still up 411%, but substantially off that high of double top at 55. In fact, we're about 82% lower than that initial area high. Here's the announcement: another company adding digital assets to their treasuries. Chainlink coin Link is going to be the one that's added here, guys. So another digital asset treasury company blowing up.
Maybe it matters what actual asset you're doing, and that's what causes some runners to be better than others. I don't know, but I think you're trying to come up with theories for these. But this morning, and we use this for the lesson of the day. Like this morning, we said multiple times, this one feels like it's going to make its high in the pre-market, and that's pretty much what happened. I took a couple shots of this long, but my play was to go to look for OCTO to break down when this broke down. And this broke down pretty much right away at the open. If you get one of these early, like you see the headline that there's yada yada treasury play and it's 7 a.m. and it's just starting to pick up on volume, that's your moment in the sun. That's when I think he can go for it. After that, it's a crapshoot. Even that QMMM or whatever, QMMM.
QAnon.
Yeah, like that thing halted down 5 times in a row before this breakout. So who knows? Like, at the end of the day, like this, once it started falling, there was no end in sight. And I'll go to OCTO, OCTO, and it's a similar story, but not as crazy. Like when it halted down initially, it held that halt price at 43, but this is leveling off. This one might be built a little different because on day 2, see where this is holding right around those mid-30s. You couldn't break down at the open. It was just a scalp trade inside $3, but you couldn't break down. The longer this holds out, the better chance you get round 2 for this. So while everyone might have eyeballs on QMMM and whatever others, there was like this ISPC and there was a couple of other ones. This one might just hang out for a couple of days. And if it can hang out, holding some of these lows, especially over the $30 level, you might get a good round 2 on it. But I think it's still in the falling phase, at least for now, that OCT. CWD just couldn't. There was just nothing for it. It was just selling too heavily off the open, and it couldn't even catch a bid. Not at 11, not really at 10. So unfortunate, but that's just a warning. QMMM probably has a day in it just like CWD did today. I'm not saying it'll be today, but within a week, it's going to do something like that.
I said in the chat, I love that line, built different. It's what I try to tell a lot of people that I meet about, athletes and traders and all that. Everybody's built different, and you gotta, acknowledge all of that. But okay, there's Amazon Crowd CWD. So I traded CWD today. It's the only stock I have red mark on, CWD. So we tried it up here early. We actually got great break of 50 that one time, and we got out at 55, 56, like basically the highs of the day. I mean, I wish I would have known that, and we would have got it all out. Then it fell in and it wound up losing 47, 48, and then we traded it a little bit here. This was just after 11, in and out there. Those were pretty good. And then we tried again at $11, and then it lost it. So that was 12, losing it. Oh, here, let me see. There it is right there. That was 12, 11.65 or so, trying to play off some of those bottoms. Then when we lost 11, so 60 cents. So, we have traded today 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 names. We'll be 5-1, and CWD is the red mark. And we tried it, and it went to the downside. So, all right, that's what CWD is. And as Neil mentioned there, you got to try to get them a little early. And if you do, then boom goes the dynamite. I'm the last one to come in here every day, so I will never be hitting these things early. I hope maybe if something happens tomorrow, Sharif, Joe, Neil are all in here, and we'll see if that gets long into the tooth there tomorrow. But we'll see. There's probably going to be one tomorrow, so just get those scanners ready every single day, because you never know when they're going to pop out. You'd love to be long $4 or $5 and get it out anywhere really on the way up. I mean, that's the best part about it, is just managing the trade. Managing a winning trade is way easier than managing a losing trade. So on that note, let's go Amazon, see if we can get back up to the upside. I'm trying to basically, okay, there we go. We just get a 238 there, but it's like the news is out now and it's not doing anything to the stock. It did something there, and we were able to capture that once that story sort of hit there, right? And then after that, right now, we're just kind of languishing here at some of these levels. So we are out of 80% of our Apple as well.
Before we go to Palantir.
Yeah, good. That came up to 235.
QMMM halted down. And this could be, maybe this is the back end of the trade. 121.20 halted, tap 106. So halted here, as you can see, but indicating open right around the 106 level, 106.10. Still 1,000%, but this was $11, and at the low, yesterday was $11, at the low today it was $8. This is the only one, this is actually the only one of these, well, we'll get to it in a second, but it's the only one of those treasury plays that broke its prior day low and went red on the day. I haven't even seen that before, although these have only just recently started going ham. Palantir is used to going ham. It used to be that you were just impressed when Palantir would, like we would normally be talking about the run Palantir went on at noon today, if not for this QMMM and the others.
Good day for Palantir, guys. 3 1/3, despite this kind of backhanded price target upgrade from from UBS, maintaining their neutral rating, but bumping their price target to 165 separately. There were a lot of customers that were actually very pleased with Palantir's AIP platform out of the AIP con last week. In fact, you had the likes of American Airlines, BP, Novartis, all vouching for the efficiencies of Palantir's program. They're talking about this ontology architecture, which allows you to connect data across multiple operations. So AIP conference concluding last week, but we're still getting, positive sentiment from AIPCon, guys.
All right. Each year, over 3.8 million concussions are reported in the United States. Yet there, of course, as we keep on mentioning to you, there's no FDA-approved treatment. So NYSE-listed Oragenics, symbol OGEN, is changing that with its first in-class intranasal, that's pretty important, drug designed for rapid brain access. The concussion treatment market projected to reach over $9 billion by 2027. Oragenics is uniquely positioned to lead the way. Learn more about them and schedule a meeting today. Scan that QR code there to get more information on Oragenics and the concussion treatments available. Yeah, so like Neil said, their volume had picked up here in and around 12 o'clock. So we were wondering if there was anything going on. I did see some other stocks start to pump during that time as well. But at the end of the day, we all know that Palantir is a future play. It's a current play, and it's been a play for a couple years now. It's just straight upside. It's one of those ones that has a PE of, I was going to say 150. Let me just double check it before I tell everybody exactly what that PE is. There's forward's going to be different than current, so let's just have a quick little look here. Forward PE, yeah, they're okay. 180 current forward PE, current price to earnings of 520. So you're not gonna see too many stocks like that actually are part of the Nasdaq and just a true growth story in Palantir. So you're going to have to, unfortunately, suffer the ups and downs for it. I am actually not that impressed with this chart pattern right here. I'm impressed the fact that it's held for sure, but I don't like how a lot of these wicks are lower. I mean, at least it means they're getting bought up, but I'd want to be more confident. I recently got out at 160 flat, some like 5% or something like that of the position, and we hadn't gotten much out on the way up, actually nothing up here. So I don't want to buy more, or I wouldn't feel comfortable until it breaks this 165 area. So I think we got to get all this garbage out of here and then start to go back to the upside. So right now it's just trying to dance around and figure it out. We've seen Tesla base, we've seen Apple base, there's been Meta, like a lot of these stocks, they'll base out until there's no more sellers, and then it's gone. So you got to wait and you got to sort of hold out some of these weak hands right here on Palantir. The news is not going to come negative. I haven't even read a negative story on Palantir that hasn't surrounded its valuation. So
yeah, it was just that Citron thing a couple
That's
weeks
what I'm
ago.
saying. So like that was a valuation.
And they're probably
play.
out already.
Nobody's saying anything about Palantir's business. So we'll just wait, I mean, if all of a sudden they start to lose, they have a bad quarter, something like that, they guide lower. Or
that's where if you started to hear some competitors getting contracts, it'd be about the only thing that would probably scare you a little bit. But I'm with that. Like it did the bear market pullback, so Citron is probably out of what Andrew left, and congratulations to them. They executed their plan to a T, which is what they do, and you're supposed to execute your plan to a T. Not going to really hate on them for that, but it just didn't give you anything more. This consolidation needs to break out, and when it does, you're going to want to be long for a couple of days, at least a couple of days.
There goes Amazon.
For this sucker today, I was fortunate enough to have been out of the short off of VWAP before that volume spike happened. Whatever it was, it's just emblematic of what typically can happen when Palantir gets going. It's not doing anything now, so what I might look at is, as it's trending down, look to see if it can hold on to the 161 area and then break the trend back up, and then maybe participate in a bounce to the upside. So I'll have this one on watch for kind of like a different type of mean reversion. Let's go to QMMM Holdings. Still halted down.
Never heard of it.
So a bit of a different take with respect to the treasury accumulation here for crypto that QMMM is taking, guys. They're going to actually add Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. What we've typically seen is, concentration in one digital asset as opposed to here diversifying. So up 975%. But as the boys were talking about, well off that 150 high, halted down at 121.25. But when one halts, guys, You got to keep an eye on these ones. Here's CDTG breaking out into the high of the day, a little less than 300% halted as well. This seems to be the theme today, guys. ISPC as well, another treasury digital asset play, halted to the upside at 260, up 248%.
Okay, I think I just saw something on Humana. Let's put it in the chat. New thresholds make it harder to get Medicare bonuses. So yeah, that would explain it. It's a little bit late. I mean, the move was like half an hour ago, but that's fine. You knew there was some kind of a story with Humana for sure. So halted down. The tap is now 113. It would seem this is, look, let's just call it what it is. Somebody got liquidated here. A series of liquidations. And I have a funny feeling that this might have got exacerbated because it was working. Like it popped up at the open and then that was the high and it faded immediately. And so someone like, you could have shorted into 30. I'm just speaking about some hedge fund or whomever it might be. And then it popped in and then you could have shorted it at a lower high. It went red on the day, which you've got to figure on these types of plays is probably the death keel. So maybe they were leveraged short, didn't cover anything. Think I'm just going to sit in this forever, hold it till next week. And the stock will be who knows what. And then obviously when it started breaking out, whatever position that got built on all of that volume continues, probably got liquidated. The problem with that is, how are you supposed to know when the person's done? It's like, yeah, they shorted X million shares. You don't know when they're done being screwed. So it's hard to pick a top on this. I would never buy the high of one of those, but it does feel like maybe it's going to try to get some discovery on the way back to that. So the only thing you can go off of is look at the pattern that you would have seen 2 days ago on on OCTO. I keep wanting to say OCTO, but OCTO. Look at the pattern on that. There are bounce levels that will come in for a little brief scalp trades, but this one seems a little bit too unstable for even that. Like at least with CWD and OCTO, there were like areas and levels that you could trade off of it in a normal sense without just going halt to halt. My one fear with all of this is you get too many of these and it signals too much of a top when you get too much of this stuff. As exciting and as fun as it is.
Yeah, oh yeah. Shout out to whoever that was in the chat. Which nerd dressed Sean today? No, I'm wearing these glasses because the screens were a little closer to these screens and they're just huge. So like last night I had some headaches and then like I can't wait to hear these guys' response as well. No nerd dresses me. I mean, the guy Joe over there is laughing over there. Yeah, I don't know who dresses Joseph. We already went through that today. He dresses for success. Remember, he talked about that. So Joe, I hope you find it one day, my guy. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, we're just having fun, of course. 111 right there. Hey, man, you can't find it unless you're looking for it, right? So shout out to Joe. 111 right there. Tap right here for QMM. I mean, Neil already discussed everything. This is not a tradable name. It's just halted for 30 minutes. I don't. There it is. Now it's open. So right there, right on track to go. So here we go. It just opened up there again. Forget about. I mean, if it somehow bounces off the 21 period moving average, then I don't like. Good for you. But there it goes. It just went from 107 up to 121 again, and it's going to halt. I mean, this hasn't even been open 10 minutes today, basically. So there it goes, man. I'm going to stick to obviously, what I'm been doing best is trading other names, but QMM, there, like, look at that. It was just 117, now it's 108. So it's not a day tradable name.
Do you know why this is
most people on prop will get absolutely destroyed trading this. And yeah, so I know OCTO was horrible yesterday, CWD probably horrible today, and that's it. So
you got to be particular.
You got to be in it early, I feel like. I don't even, to chase all of this is very, very dangerous, but yeah. All right, so that's
locates are basically free here, which is even more dangerous.
But how do you trade it? Like, I don't know where your stop is.
See, this is the thing. If you don't have an out, you don't have an in, as far as I'm concerned. Like, if I don't know exactly where I want to get out of something, and the ability to understand that you should be able to get filled at that price, then what are you supposed to do? OCTO. There's plenty of times in this stock you could have been long somewhere in here with stops and liquidity at 35 yesterday. You could have been buying some of this in here at the 57, I suppose. But I mean, I liked it to the other side. I didn't like the long, so we wait for it to break down, show liquidity after the halt, and there's levels to play off of. But at 1 cent per share, there's a lot of day traders that probably took the L on it. Sometimes it's actually better off if it had just been like $1 bajillion. Not like way too expensive for anyone to pay for the locates, and a bunch of people wouldn't have got wrecked, is my guess. So, you know, don't, and if you pay for the locates, you don't have to use them. That's the other thing. Anybody at Real Trading, Real Talk, it's 1 cent per share. It seems like it's the greatest idea in the world. You don't have to use it just because you paid $1 for 100 shares. It's a sunk cost, and if it doesn't show you anything good, you don't have to be in it. Robinhood is going into the index in a couple of weeks, but kind of weak today.
It's September 22nd. You'll have to double check that. But I want to bring your attention to this headline that came in, I think the 4th of September. So the Nasdaq is looking to tighten the rules around companies raising cash or looking to borrow debt in order to buy crypto. So they're going to have possibly voting requirements for raising cash, as well as the issuance of debt as well. They're threatening to delist some of these more anonymous names that are adding digital assets to their corporate treasury. So just be on the lookout for that as we watch a lot of these names make bigger moves. Let's go in with the last ticker, though, as decided by you guys. Robinhood down 1% on the day, but as Neil mentioned, going to make it into the S&P 500 shortly. Bernstein today maintaining their outperform rating, or their outperform on Robinhood with $160 price target, boys.
Well, Robinhood, I think we just, sometimes you sell the news or you consolidate off of the news. And in this particular case, it's just a consolidation. Everything's absolutely fine. Robinhood it was a fail break of the high. Put in the note today, if it fails to break the all-time high at the open, then I want to play a little mean revert. And that was off the volume weighted average price, but it's still got a chance. Like, you're right there. You bounced 100. You got 2 weeks before it goes into the index. At that point, it probably sell the news again because it's going to actually go in on the 22nd. Shreve is right on the 22nd. It's joined by AppLovin and the engineering company is EVE, I believe, is a ticker, whatever that is. Oh, EME is a ticker. MCore. MCore, that's what it is. MCore is the third one going in on the 22nd. So good look for Robinhood. As far as today goes, it was a good short early, essentially just station to station, afternoon high to afternoon low from yesterday. I don't know if I'd want to short that one again. I mean, the market is not doing a heck of a lot, and Robinhood, when it starts going, it can be trouble. It can be trouble if you try to fade it. This one has a chance to break out that all-time high again tomorrow. If it does, I think we take a look at that all-time high break. And tomorrow could be busy for all-time high breaks. Robinhood could do it, and so could Amazon. Yep.
Yesterday, Robinhood was the #1 trade on the show. By far, we had that yesterday 212 break, 112 break, 110 reload, and it just kept going all afternoon. Our best out was 116.50. That was the level that we had called, and couldn't believe it got up there. So we were really happy with that. But today, obviously, it had that move down, and we were just looking at that, and now it's just retracing all the way back up. So look, down 1%, it probably deserves to be up today. The ES is also up, so is the Nasdaq. So Robinhood should be going up. It's had such an epic move in the last couple of days. So that's just why I feel like it's slowing down. Okay, here goes Amazon right now. I mean, Amazon just continues to climb higher, man, and we're going to be at the highest spot we've been at all day. So we're going to props up to everybody who's doing stuff like this as we take the 238 long break right there on Amazon and was able to reload that down there. We told you we weren't going to get it. Now this is changing to 237.20 as the 50 periods down here. We were going to wait for $1, but with this new news, I actually thought it would have gone almost immediately crazy, and it hasn't really done anything. So I'm out now. I don't even remember how many shares. Well, now I do, yeah. I probably have about 20 to 25% left. So let's sit on our hands a little bit and let's get going and see if we can make higher levels right now. Apple's about to stop out. So Apple's going to be, we're 6-1 today on our trades, but Apple's going to come out, it looks like, and we're still well up. So even if this stops me out right there, it will be 10%, so I'll give back 10% of what we've made on this so far. So I feel pretty responsible there, and I like that. So we'll see if it does stop out. We're going to use this little bottom wick, which is about to happen right now, a break of 75, and we are gone. So there we go. We'll, we'll get stopped out over there and just continue to watch Amazon climb higher, hopefully into the close. Bitcoin's getting hit a little bit here, 111 and change. So there might be, wow, let's go Amazon. I can't. When you have P&L, you have P&L. There's nothing you can do. IBIT. Let's just look at IBIT quickly here. I don't know if you've looked at this today, but nope. No. Okay. So, yeah, nice little bottom tick there. 62.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, me too. I haven't traded IBIT in forever, but not a great day for crypto, as you can see, down 1% today in a green Nasdaq. So that's kind of wow. Amazon is right now at day's high and still working, man. Apple just came out, but it's not even a blip. But there it is right now, 62.80s, a good little level there. We'll see if IBIT holds that or doesn't. That's a good spot to get short, I think, here, especially if this NASDAQ holds underneath the 200 period. Then we'll see what happens here with IBIT. But yeah, oh boy.
I think IBIT makes, the next time we care about IBIT to the long side is going to be after all of this other treasury stuff and the altcoins stop doing nonsense, and then Bitcoin's going to make its next run. That's my 2 cents. It's just when all this other distraction sort of abates itself, then I think the money comes back, and IBIT's been going sideways. I think sideways consolidation is good. When something's on a bull run, you don't mind it. Like it's like someone put it in the chat there about Palantir. Well, if Palantir goes bear it went more than 20% off the highs, I believe. If it goes bear and then holds the level and consolidates, that's a good sign that it doesn't fall through to the downside. So look, I got out of Amazon in front of that high of the day. I'm only going to buy dips on this after that story. It's buy the dip, gave it to this previous bar, 237.5. My stop is always going to be that prior low, and risk about 30 cents, takes them out 1-to-1, and then in front of the high of the day. So going to look for those one in, one out type of opportunities in there. AppLovin, apparently, the market's starting to bounce here. I see people saying AppLovin is moving. But very quickly, why is everything halting constantly? Rec Mayhem. There's a very small subset of stocks that are doing this halt craziness. It is these small cap, low float companies that are announcing and then doing crypto treasury plays, right? So whether it's QMMM, which has announced a mixed Bitcoin, Solana, and ETH treasury, or you had one for, maybe it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter what the coin is at the end of the day, but when they announce this, they're getting these squeeze plays. Some of them have high short floats, some of them just have small floats, and then you're getting some hype on them in the pre-market, and the lack of liquidity is causing them to halt back and forth. But I can't remember, there's not a single stock that's like a normal stock that isn't one of these that I've seen halt today. Every single one of the halts has been in a QMMM or an ISPC or a CDTG, and they're all crypto treasury plays. That is the common link that is making them all go. OCTO was yesterday. That was yesterday's move. And before we move on here, guys, just a reminder, because I see Yes West in the chat.
Yes, y'all.
You like Robinhood? It's going. You're absolutely right, it's going. But I'm going to hit the refresh button on this. And remember, if you're typing in a symbol or you're interested in a name, use a $sign first. $, then the symbol. We'll give it a fresh start for the afternoon, because we're almost into power hour, and see what names are going to come up on the list there. I know Open Door could be NVIDIA. I just saw QS. You just see them come in. I just said Open because someone put it in. CIFR. GameStop that reports after the bell tonight. There's a treasury play. It's like hilarious. Like they've been doing it forever and no one seems to care.
Like, doesn't my daughter's hockey team understand, like, practice tomorrow up in Vaughan? You've been to the Sports Village before there, Joe? Maybe you have. Sports Village up in Vaughan. So she's 11, just turned 11 years old. Practice tomorrow, 8:15 p.m. to 9:05. So we won't even get, well, whatever. She plays baseball till 10:30, so who cares at the end of the day. But all these things just flying in here, absolutely ridiculous. But there it is right here. Beta Pro, so I've never read this before. Calling all Canadian traders. Beta Pro by Global X is bringing back its annual biggest winner simulated ETF trading competition, now with over $40,000 in cash prizes, including a $20,000 grand prize, and guess what? All risk-free. It's free to enter and open to all Canadians. Trade with $100,000 in fantasy cash on the Webull platform. Whether you're an experienced trader or just getting started, it's a chance to test strategies, build skills, and climb the leaderboard. So you think you'll have what it takes to be the next big winner? Sign up today. Scan that QR code right there, Global X Beta Pro. We want to thank them for continuously sponsoring our program. So thank you to Global X and Beta Pro for that. You know, all you gotta do to win those programs, of course, those things are trade accurately, and you may want to trade one of those QMNNs or anything like that. But if you're going to trade more reasonably, I think, you know, some of these bigger names like Amazon and whatnot could be the trade for you. Oracle as well tonight after earnings. Look at what Oracle's doing all afternoon.
What the heck?
All right, just straight fire in the booth again, straight upside there for Oracle. Yeah, up 1%. I mean, their numbers, yeah, exactly. We've seen some buy programs like this before on names like Google. Then all of a sudden, Google had that huge announcement there with the judge, you know, ruling in their favor. So that was the last time I saw something like this. I mean, it happens every day, but I remember Google doing a similar move like that. And then all of a sudden, bang, we get that announcement. And Adair and I on the recap show there were like, okay, that makes sense. And then there it was, upside. So we'll see if Oracle can put up a good number. We'll wait. Adara does the best. Oh, she's already sent them out. So she sends us the EPSs and the expected moves. Yeah, well, no, tonight there's GameStop.
Oh, right. Yeah, we just
yeah. So tonight, Oracle is $1.48 is what we're looking for. Their implied move is just 9%. Last move was 13%. That's Oracle. Tonight, we also get GameStop. So GameStop's been moving around a little bit today for sure. And right now, you're getting that pop. Remember, into earnings tonight, GameStop. Their ETA on this, and we've been thrown back and forth with GameStop a couple times. Their ETA on GameStop, 4 p.m., looking for 19 cents. I'm going to post this all up. It's probably on Trader TV Research as well. Right now, let's go over to Adara and figure out what she's all about.
I'm seeing a headline here. Unclear if this is breaking news, but it is circulating here on social media. Worth noting, Meta signing a $140 million multi-year deal with Germany's Black Forest Labs to integrate its AI image generation technology. Payments are going to be split between 2 years. It is worth noting here for META as well. Their CFO was at the Goldman Sachs Communacopia and Technology Conference today, making quite a few comments there with regards to their spending and data centers. Again, META on watch, reportedly striking this $140 million deal with Black Forest Labs for AI image integration technology.
Black Forest cake is not bad.
You know what? I'm not a huge fan of Black Forest cake.
No, I'm not a huge fan of cake.
I'm not a big cake.
Yeah, me neither.
Like anybody, like to be real, pie tastes way better than cake. Yeah. Like who out there actually? Okay, let's let the chat decide. I shouldn't just assume that this is true. Put 1 in the chat if you like cake. Put 2 in the chat if you like pie. I think it's definitely 100%.
Just make that a poll.
No, well, I don't know. To me, it's just way easier to see everybody except for Joe put in 2s.
Way easier. It's almost impossible to see it. That's the thing.
Well, I'll eyeball it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, apparently I might be a little bit wrong.
Man.
I'm wrong about this. I'm wrong. It looks about 2/3 so far. As I'm looking at it, it's mostly cake so far. Yeah, there's a bunch of 2s in there, so I'd say it's about 60-40. I mean, both can be good, but pie, oh, come on. Cake can be dry. You could apple pie, pecan pie.
Pie could be. Pie is more versatile, I think. Well,
yes.
Cake, actually, I don't know, man.
Yes.
Throw a lot. You get some rum cake in there.
We got a super chat, and I want to make sure we get to the
We are making a poll, no worries.
Here's the super chat. Obviously, Patrick, we got to. And did we get to Jones?
I didn't get any.
ASST starting to break out after the merge. We'll get to that in a second. And then there was, oh shoot, where'd it go? I thought there was one other one that I missed. Someone put one about Neg, which I was going to go over. I don't know. That's weird. I swear I saw one about Newegg. Maybe I'm just going crazy, but either way, someone had mentioned that Newegg had weird price action, and on the time and sales, it was all white. I have on my time and sales blue for inside prints. All that means is it's not doing a lot of volume, and it's a bunch of dark pool prints. See all D, not a lot of volume, and doing nothing. So the stock's not moving because it's only liquidity is all this crazy dark liquidity going in there. And I believe it was ASST, Asset Entities, another. You know, on a day like today, when you're a small cap stock up 21%, you just don't even, it just doesn't get the excitement. On a normal day, this would be a much more exciting name, I would think. A stock that's done it before. Hey, look at that. It's bouncing off the 50-period moving average and broke out $5 yesterday and is doing continuation. But unfortunately, you have all these other crazy ones that are going a bajillion%. So I would venture to say more people, if you were day trading, you'd probably have a better chance making money in this than QMMM or like a stock like that. Like it breaks out of a double bottom yesterday. And then when it starts going, look at the consolidation holds. and then the nice clean breakout that you see off the morning high. Like those are trades that you can sink your teeth in. You can break 610 long with a 6 even stop and it goes to 640. And you don't have to worry about it halting on the way there. Like you get trapped in a halt like this ISPC, which is another one of these. Is it IS? Yeah, ISPC, that's right. I specimen. Which is now halted. This is insane. It halted at the high of the day at 318 after 4 consecutive up halts and opens at 270. So you just lose 15% buying the highs. And now you're stuck in a down halt and the tap is at 207. You can't win. That's crazy. Like that's insane. It was just halted at the high of the day. And now if you didn't get out in that reopen, you could lose 30% as it could open at $2. That's why you don't touch these. When it calms down and there's liquidity, it was bouncing off VWAP earlier in the day. Like it had stopped the instant halting. I'm like, oh, this thing went 5 minutes without halting and is bouncing off VWAP. It scalped off VWAP, actually traded for a while before the nonsense started up again. You can trade that stuff. This stuff, you just get moked, for lack of a better term. Not that.
Yeah, moked. Yeah, moked is not a great term, but yeah, more you get dealt with. I don't know. Same old. But yeah, welcome everybody. We are going to get that in the chat. I thought cake or pie. I don't know if Andre is over there. Who's over there? Fabian or whatever.
I can do it.
We're going to do it. Okay, yeah, whoever can do it.
I can do it.
Just to see, just something fun. Because today's earnings, we have. I mean, we could do. What do we think is going to? Also, once we do the cake and pie one, maybe at 3:30 we can do Oracle versus GameStop. I mean, I just put out right now, we should have Brian Shannon coming through tonight. So join Brian Shannon with Adair and myself tonight. It's going to be a great market recap show. Here it is, Brian Shannon from @Alpha Trends should be with us here tonight. I just fired him off a message to make sure we are getting out more Amazon around the 50-cent level there. GameStop, Oracle, Rubrik, I guess, as well. So there's going to be some names, Synopsys there. But I think the two that most traders are looking at are right here. The previous move on GameStop, just a minus 22%er right there. So we'll wait to see where it goes here. But, you know, which names are you trading post? And we'll get going on all of that. Oh, look at this. If someone called treadertv Shem ever tries to message you, you know, you got to watch out for that guy. Floyd Bob right here. We will be blocking all of these guys. And a couple, see these guys with middle fingers over here? His accuracy, 80-90%, this guy, Antonio. So we got to block all these. I'm going to actually start, oh, here's another guy. You know, I don't know, Neil. I don't know if it happens to you or not, but right there, trader status coming through again. All these guys, man, I got to block these bots at the end of the day. So, you know, that's about it for now. So, all right, I'm going to try to do my best to do that, but go over there. Also on Instagram right now as well. Okay, so 242 votes. Cake or pie? For me, I'm going to go cake just to see what's going on.
You said pie before?
No, but then I thought about it. There's so many cakes out there that I don't know. But I'm not a big dessert guy.
What?
Yeah, pie.
Sacrilege.
Yeah, I know.
There should be another. There should be an other category, so you can throw.
Other might win though. I don't know. I think I like that. I like that category.
Cannolis.
We'll see. Wow, that's the thing. I mean, you start throwing in, you know, random.
They're traditional.
I actually prefer maybe a hot take right here. I prefer a good cookie over both of those.
Oh my! Home baked cookies.
Yeah, like just like a solid chocolate chip.
Yeah.
Homemade. Where's Marissa?
But then homemade donuts. I'm gonna throw out there way more. Like, are you kidding me? Like y'all know I'm gonna eat a donut. Especially you go to a fall fair and get an apple fritter, like legit a beaver tail. There's a million things that I'm picking.
Yeah,
these are just the classics. They're simple classics, but let's be real. Let's go over to Adara. I do believe.
Yeah, keep an eye on Microsoft and NVIDIA here for two separate reasons. I'm going to start with Microsoft. MSFT on watch, reportedly going to be integrating Anthropic's Claude models there into the Office 365 apps. Now, why this is significant is because it's going to be reducing reliance on OpenAI, which we know that Microsoft has had a deal with, but that relationship has become increasingly contentious. Keep an eye on NVDA here as well. Reflection AI, a startup backed by NVIDIA, is apparently close to raising new funding at a $5.5 billion valuation, up 10x from 6 months ago. Also, UAL on watch. You know, we have tons of conferences today and then also throughout the week. UAL moving here, the company's CEO saying they don't think the ultra-low-cost airline business model is viable. Back to you.
We'll sit back further, that's all. Thanks so much, Adara. And NVIDIA is going, Microsoft not so much. Microsoft seems to have this like algo pullback thing happening where someone's shorting every single pop on Softy. But I got eyeballs on, I mean, Amazon pulled back off the highs and is trying to put in a higher low. As long as this holds above yesterday's high, I think you're good to go. Like that's the area that needs to hold on Amazon. Looks like a pretty decent one. Power hour just hit.
Power hour, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Light it up.
Oh, yeah. Someone had asked. Shoot. Someone had asked before we went to Adara. No, that can't be right. The tap. Who wanted the tap on QMMM? It's not really gonna. Okay. No, it is 225.
25.
Yeah, the tap.
225.
280. 286.
Neil, what are you even talking about?
No, what? 286 is the tap.
Okay.
Theoretical auction price.
Neither one of us is long.
$286 after a $153 halt. That sound you hear is a hedge fund blowing up.
Pop, 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 pop. Hedge funds blowing up. Yeah, that's hilarious. Like the only people that made money on all this GME crazy stuff, I mean, some people did, but yeah, man, we blew up one hedge fund on that one.
You blow one up and a bunch of others make a ton of money. That's how it works. There's a bunch of other ones that are going to destroy off of all this stuff happening, but somebody got moped.
Yeah, that guy got, that hedge fund that got blown up, that guy's just chilling on his yacht right now. So, I mean, he's blowing up, you know, $100 bills for fun. But here we go, 286 right now.
This is silly.
That doesn't make sense. I think that's a mistake.
It's going to hold for 10 minutes, not 5, if that's the case. They're not. Yeah.
Because I'm not even sure. You know what? Like the more we sit here, and
it's a 10-minute halt. It should have opened. It should have already opened up.
I feel like we got to figure out where they get this number from. Like what is that math all about? Like how is that even possible?
The math is not mathing right now.
Right now, the math is not mathing. Yeah, whenever that happens. It's either my kids saying some excuse about school or something.
Well, Robinhood did break all-time highs.
Okay, good. 117.70?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so what is that now? 118 and change.
Well, I have a QMMM.
There goes Robinhood.
Robinhood going absolutely parabolic. All-time high was 117.
Is there news on that?
I didn't hear anything. You know what? I'm just realizing I'm not hearing much of anything. So I'm going to hit the old refresh.
I'm
going to hit the refresh because I don't think I didn't hear the Humana story in my ear either. So, you know, I'm going to hit my refresh just to be sure. But all-time, because sometimes we'll get notes like all-time high being broken on blah, blah, blah. I'm used to hearing that in my ear, and I did not hear that for Robinhood. But you are at a fresh all-time high. Yep. Absolute beast. Remember, their event is not till 5:30, right? So 5:30, the hood, as the hood event. I forget what it's called. It might actually.
I think it's called something like that.
It might just be the hood event.
Yes.
Might just be the hood event.
The hood event has started.
Give some kind of reasonable dip back into the prior high. Because when Amazon broke out, remember there was a bit of a dip opportunity? So a dip into the prior high would be the look here. Going to have Amazon up. Palantir, I was about to say Palantir, and when we heard about Amazon, but Palantir is breaking, it is breaking that trend. There it is. So Palantir is also breaking trend as the market's trying to go higher. This one I can jump into on a 162 break. So there's your trend break. There's your consolidation. If it breaks $162, go long and then stop. It's approximately 160, 175 is the prior bar low there on Palantir. But yeah, it just felt like Robinhood was consolidate long enough. Eventually, you just got to let loose.
It's funny because no matter what, yeah, Footloose. I actually have Footloose on. I'm DJing for the hockey teams. I got to get some song ideas.
Is it their picks or you're picking for them?
I just pick everything myself. Okay. Look at my hair, what a mess. Okay, so I just wanted to, so I have a whole bunch of good songs. There's a, you don't know who Glorilla is, but there's a, What You Know About Me is going to be their out song when they start to come out on the ice. Pretty hype, Glorilla. Okay, so Amazon, I was getting some more out here because it's not really moving, but now we're back into about like 8 to 10% or so of the Amazon position left. So we'll wait on that. Hopefully it can go 10%. Yeah, 10%, not 8%. So hopefully it gets back up to the upside. My only offer now is in the 60s, which is the high of this move. So hopefully that can make something happen with it. Oracle had the buy program on it as well. Still kind of going, but not actually after all. We did see a nice move the other day on, of course, AMD, and they bounced off 150. Today it's at 155. So we had a bunch of good holds there in the last couple of days of this level, right? So 150, huge key level there for Amazon. So, for AMD as they held that. So we'll have to wait on where we're going now, but that was a good level, 150. I don't know if we missed the buy opportunity down there. Getting feels like we might have. It's been a long time since NVIDIA. I keep sliding down this chair. I was telling Brendo that. But there it goes, because I don't normally sit on this chair. Nice move upside, 168 and change right there for NVIDIA. So we had a pretty good downdraft from their report. And remember, like, what we're looking at also with NVIDIA is the fact that all of these tops were made multiple days over multiple weeks. It's not like it was just back to back. It was twice there, a couple times there, and again there. You go all the way back to July 30th when you made that top there on NVIDIA the first time, and basically not able to break it on earnings, and then the flush back in. So that's 185. If you take off $18 of 185, yeah, you're back into the 165 area, of course, and that's where we touched down to. So we were down about 10% at its lows there for NVIDIA, and it looks like it's trying to bounce higher as well. Again, I'd like to go long on this. I'd like to see it break above the 50-period moving average before we do exactly that. So we'll wait for that to happen for NVIDIA. But again, some of the talking here today, we had NBIS with that big move earlier with Microsoft, right? I mean, oh, they're all the way back. Okay, when we looked at this earlier this morning during the morning show, it was, you know, around here, and I was like, what? We fell like that? That was a huge move. I think it's accruing like $19 billion move or deal or something like that. So ridiculous move for Nebulous. So that's a nice move, or Nebulous, is that what I said? Nebius, I think it is.
Nebius.
Nice move to the high side right there, $96 where we were opening at today, and that's where we are. So kind of seems like it has done a whole bunch of just looping around and all the way back up. Okay, there it is, man. We are very, very close now. And did we just get it? No, there it is. There's our 66. So boom goes the dynamite right there as we ride this bull all the way into, hopefully, the glorious sunset of the afternoon. And bang, that's what we're talking about, man. Trader's gonna trade. Shout out to my girl Taylor right there as the face slapper comes in right now, $1.13 now in the money. This is a trade that we put on, man. We talked about this one, breaking through 238. So up goes the move there on Amazon. So pretty happy with it. Needless to say, let's see if it can continue a little bit higher now, as we would like that. But we held a little bit, so good move there up to the upside. Open as well was a big trade for me today. Open was P&L number one. CoreWeave is, so now it's Amazon, but it was CoreWeave and Opendoor. Tesla was a good one. We'll talk about that in a minute, but there's Opendoor. We shorted 630 as we had talked about yesterday. It was a level in yesterday's afternoon that didn't really break. We started the move there. We tried to get back up. We shorted this level yesterday in the afternoon and was able to cover it at the close, so that was good. And I'm almost getting the same kind of feels again, but we got to get back up here before we do that again. Now it's 307, so we're getting later on in the tooth here, but yeah, so far so good with everything here this afternoon. You know, hit the like, hit the subscribe, join Dara, myself, and Brian Shannon from Alpha Trends fame, and he can help us out with some analysis of levels, and we'll ask him what he thinks about some of these.
I'm curious what. Because
well, I know what exactly he was going to say, but you know.
No, the language of which he was going to use for them will be interesting. I don't think they're going to be able to figure out when to open this thing up. It's been over 10 minutes. I'm talking about QMMM. It's now been well over 10 minutes here. It's still indicating $250, which would be, I mean, completely absurd. I don't think I can't remember seeing a gap like that. And the reason why it's not opening, obviously it's a liquidity issue. You try to have these halts so you can get some price stability, for lack of a better term. And obviously there's just a way too big of an imbalance, which should be able to, we can be able to see sometimes. Oh, it's a Nasdaq name. That's sort of the problem. But anyways, I just saw it. Go by market time and should be able to see it near the top usually if there's a big buy and bounce. It's there. It was a buy and bounce, but it's not large enough, so it's not the only thing halting. But you can see it pop up there, maybe a couple thousand shares. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
If people are probably getting screwed here. Just one word of advice, or just a fact of how the market works. If it halts within the last 10 minutes, it for sure doesn't open until 4 o'clock. That's just how the market works. If it halts after 350, the 5-minute rule does not come into effect. They don't even try to open it till 4 o'clock. So be careful you try not to get caught in a last second halt. A Palantir broke that 162, holds the prior bar, but does not go. So it's kind of sitting here about 15 cents out of the money. And ScarJo Rabbit, UAL CEO talking, almost shook me out of airline shorts. See, there's something moving everywhere. I did not even know that they were talking. And look at that. That's the kind of candle. If you're short this all day long, you're probably looking great. And then you have this one crazy wick, which doesn't break that high. Good luck if you use that prior high as you're out. But that one crazy wick, you get stopped out. Some traders would just jump right back in if that happened to them on liquidity. But it's always good to know, is somebody talking or is there an event going on when you're trading this? Like if you didn't know what was happening in Apple, like, oh, I'm trading Apple because look at this move in Apple, technical breakout, you're long here, and you don't know there's an event going on, and hate to be you, right? Because you would have been cruising and what looked like a good technical trade, and then you know what happened after the fact. The tap's starting to come back down. My guess is...
Oh, it's not even open yet.
Once QMMM has a reasonable price on the tap, then it's going to open up shortly. It's still saying, oh, it went from 236, now it's back to 250.
I thought when you said it was coming back down, like we were actually like within reasonable levels there again.
I would kill it's one of those things where one of my favorite things is to imagine, my brother's an artist, to imagine what the world looks like through his eyes. But I would kill to sit next to somebody that was like a whale trying to short this, just to see. Like, I'm just like, okay, so like, because if you have any actual size in this, like you can't, like, how are you managing out of the trade? Like, are you getting out of chunks? Like, what are you doing? Are you sitting back and just drinking scotch? Like, I'm very curious.
If you have any kind of real size, I mean, you would be.
No, because if you've ever, like, I've been in liquidity vacuums before, but never anything like this. Like, I'm curious, what the hell do you do? What the heck do you do? Robinhood all-time highs. We'll get back to that one thing when it opens up. Robinhood all-time highs. There hasn't been a distinct pullback yet into the prior high, but a couple of red candles in here. Remember, they're going into the S&P. You got a couple of weeks before a potential selling news event. This is one where I'm going to like this. We're going to like this one at the close. Sometimes they're nothing burgers, but I feel like Robinhood is one where you're going to want that long. And I think the play might just be the Momo. Like it starts to it shows up as a bid at 350, and it might just be a go long and then don't hold it to the close trade. You want to be long into it.
I got some more out there on Amazon. Yeah, I think that's about right. Well, that's not tonight.
No, it's not for it's 22nd.
Okay, good, yeah. All right, good. So yeah, confirmation there. Brian has messaged me. So Brian from Alpha Trends will be here tonight. 2-time author, multiple different books. Maximum Trading Gains with Anchored VWAP. We'll talk about that. So if you have any Anchored VWAP questions or anything like that, join he and I along with Adara tonight. So that should be a lot of fun. It is every single time Brian comes through, and we'll ask him. I just told him, I messaged him. I'm like, I'm asking you about treasury, so get ready. But he's always ready. So he'll be on that tip with us as well there tonight. So Brian's back from a 2-week hiatus, Boston and Chile. We'll ask him what he feels about that. Humana was the story here this afternoon as that continues to go to the downside, I thought, but 283, no, maybe it's stabilized now. That low is 281, so yeah, no. Humana keeps on getting to that downside, 288. Looks like a decent top there. Has any of this affected UNH or any decisions there today? Because the news on this one, of course, was that, what was it, different changes to the way the...
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, because it's not, when I type in HUM, nothing comes up. But all right, so we'll get that story about Humana in a minute. So there it is right there, 283 and change downside there.
It was new thresholds that made it harder to get Medicare bonuses, according to Leerink.
So still not like officially posted anywhere, maybe?
It's like no official like news provider source has it. It's just a few people. I mean, some that I follow on X, so it's not like it's complete randoms that are posting that story. And obviously, it's moving on the story.
We have
the other side.
Yeah, we have no idea when this QMMM is going to open up, guys. So may not open again today. I don't know, because I don't understand the tap.
It wouldn't be unprecedented. It's happened before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. I don't understand the tap of 230. That's all. I don't understand an $80 move higher. Now it's 220. Now it's 218. Now it's 217. So I feel like now it's back to 225. Like they're definitely having a problem locating shares or
Thing wants blood.
something. This could go to $1,000.
It wants blood.
Okay. So I'll leave it at that. Do not. This is financial advice. Do not short this thing. Okay.
Yeah, not that.
I don't want to see people getting burned. We've sat here too many times. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that about financial advice, but we've just all kidding aside.
It's just advice.
You know, it's just you don't know where it's going to go. So we can always sit here and gamble on stock. I don't think this is the right name to gamble on.
I'll give you the example.
You don't have odds.
Like I went long Palantir when it broke 62. I go 0-1s long. I know I want my out right here at 161.70 if that breaks. It's like 30 cents worth of risk. It breaks it, you get 69s. So I know what I'm risking. You know what you're risking in that trade. On QMMM, I don't care who you are or what you're doing. You don't know what you're risking on the trade. You cannot possibly formulate what your out is going to be on a stock like this. And I'll tell you right now, if you want to be a consistently profitable trader, you have to have some semblance of, if I'm looking to get out of the trade, right or wrong, I can get out. And when if you can't figure that part out, it's just, okay, let's hope and pray. That's why I want to be in the head of whoever's trying to short this. Like, what would be your plan? Like, you can't possibly throw a stop order. That's probably a worse alternative. I've seen the other end of that coin too in the pre-market on the stock before. I know what it looks like if you liquidate into nothing. I've seen it, and it's not fun to battle back from. Every now and then you got to do it. But let's go up to Adara. The stock is now 200 tap, which gives it an outside chance to open as it's starting to come back down. If it gets,
I think it's gonna be 180.
If it gets within 20% or so, then I think they can open it, because when it's more than that, it's a little bit much. Adara?
Just be aware here, guys. We've just posted our implied moves infographic here for these earnings today. It's worth noting GameStop has not necessarily one of the smallest, but it does have a single-digit implied move. Previously, it was actually a double-digit implied move when I checked earlier. So that implied move has actually gotten smaller, but Rubrik and AVAV, AeroVironment, have actually had their implied moves increase over the last couple hours. So interesting stuff here. Smallest implied move is Synopsys, but it's still 6%, so it should be really exciting. Check this out with myself, Sean, and I believe Brian Shannon with that market recap show starting at 4 p.m. for all of these very exciting earnings. And if you want to get a little bit more context on these companies, I do have earnings infographics for GameStop and Oracle available on X at TTV Research. Back to you.
Yeah.
And as Darwin mentioned, it didn't go well the last couple of earnings for GameStop.
No, it said minus 22% last earnings call.
Offering
for that one. Yeah, they actually earnings was great.
But they had an offering.
Then the very next day or whatever, they dropped an offering. So they had a GameStop. I believe, and I know Adair wrote down minus 22%, but I remember it was good. And then we were sad that they dropped the offering. So it was like a good thing. And then the very next day, they dropped it. They didn't drop it on the conference call. I'm pretty sure it was the next day, but we could double check on that as well. So this QMNN, I think you could trade it if you're willing to just, put $500 in and say it's gone. Basically, if I lose it, I lose it. That could be something that you talk about. But then you got to go short. So I don't know how, unless you go long. Like if you go short, you could lose more. So I don't really know what the answer to that is.
Like you can't short it unless you're a hedge fund that can hold forever.
That's what I mean. So I don't even if you get blown out, you're going to lose more than your $500 total.
If it HKDs, you're never trading again.
Right, exactly. So that's the whole point. And we've had some traders that we know specifically that they made some mistakes on those plays and never traded again. But all the money that I'm making today is going to be dwarfed by tomorrow. So tomorrow is Klarna. And, I had the best trade of my career on bullish. So we'll see if we can do something similar tomorrow on Klarna, although it's not, I feel like when the IPOs come out and they just start to rip up, there's going to be some selling. All this action that's happened on QMMM and CWD and everything else, like, look where bullish is right now. Like, I think there's enough examples right here. If you look at Figma, you look at bullish, you look at some of the other IPOs that have happened, Circle, CoreWeave was great because CoreWeave started going up, and again, I think that business is a pretty smooth one. But like when you're looking at bullish here, and obviously that day it gets to 118 or whatever. Forget about that move. It's just this has been downside pressures, right? On BLSH, we have Gemini coming on Friday, which is the Winklevoss twins there, and we'll see what you want to talk about people maybe looking to get rich and rug things. I mean, those guys are already rich hand over fist, but once this broke the $70, where it sort of IPO'd, then we came all the way back in. You're going to hear stories of, bullish was up, 150% off their IPO, but really it wasn't, and now you're all the way back in. So I just worry a little bit about there might be a buy now then sell immediately response to some of these IPOs. Just because, again, you see what happened right there with bullish. So again, like everybody completely do their own thing. Everybody will use completely different shares and strategies around here. But at the end of the day, just be wary. Like this is another one. There's Figma, and then whoops, there's Figma now. So like if you got caught sub or north of a hunch on this one, it was the first 3 days. It was the only time it even got close to that. And now you're out 50%. Right now, and that's if you got a good price of $100. So, like this has been the way of the last couple IPOs. So,
but there is a trade after the fact.
Yeah, you could go short.
And you definitely could go short. But I mean, if let's assume you can't go short, you're only looking long. Just wait for it to come. Wait for it to bottom. Forget about trying to get the bottom on this. There's a trade, you get the IPO, you have it make a bottom, and then at some point in the future, it could be months from now, it could be a year from now, when it reclaims that 85 price, like that initial price, and breaks back out. It's always something worth paying attention to. We're talking about that with Michael Noss, whether it's the level of patience you put into Robinhood. I'm just going to use I think I should use my E-signal chart for this because I probably have to use a monthly on Robinhood for this example, is my guess. Yeah, I need a monthly chart for this. When you looked at Robinhood, Robinhood did exactly the same thing you were seeing with all these other IPOs. Like you run early and then you just drop like a rock. You make a bottom. You can forget about these prices because they don't matter. But look what happens when it regains the initial IPO lows. Regains it, breaks it out pretty clean, and goes from 35 before pulling back to almost $70. It does pull back and retest. And then the breakout, of course, of the actual all-time high on an IPO is that U-shaped breakout. SoFi has that coming up.
Oh, yeah, so that's what I wanted to look at with Robinhood.
SoFi, oh, shoot, that's right. Where is it? $28.
What?
No. SoFi's at 26. 28 change would be that U-shaped breakout for SoFi. So this is one. Maybe next year it'll go into the S&P 500 and that'll get it above the hump. But that's one that I got my eyeballs on. Like SoFi, I own it, but as like a swing trade idea, that's something that happens oftentimes when you get that IPO breakout price. So until Figma regains one of those levels, who cares? Yeah, forget about it. There is this other, I know people are trading them. So Santec, no, it's not S-Tech. It's, what was the other one halted? Anyways. There was another one that was halted that wasn't this, STEC, but STEC is another, it just did 4 halts in a row to the upside and now halted to the downside. You guys already know QMMM is halted, ISPC, this one is also halted. ISPC went all the way down to $2 from 3, is now halted to the upside. These are all complete and utter, it gets crazy. You can't really trade them, but they're all over the place. QMMM is the one that you want to pay the most attention to for the absolute sheer entertainment of it. Thanks, Flying Pig Trades. Quick TA on EQX. Okay, we haven't really looked at. You talking? Oh, Equinox Gold. Okay, Equinox Gold. You got in at 617. You probably, I'm assuming you don't. You probably aren't looking at it in Toronto. It's got to be dual listed, right? Yeah. There you go. I was gonna say like 617 wouldn't be in the money much, but I was looking at it. In Toronto. So you're looking at, you got 617, when do you take profit, when do you add? You should always have your own risk plan before you get in. I can only tell you the way that I play trades, because like you have it off the 50 period, 200 period moving average. So that's something I've actually done before on stocks, not this in particular. But I've said this before, I do not have anything but boring, obvious outs on these types of setups where what are you supposed to do? There's no big time levels up here to work off of when it breaks 6. So I can tell you with 100% certainty that I would have been out of the bulk of it at $9 because that's a clean 50% move, if not taking something at that 8 level. And then you go further enough back, like C9 over there, that's 50%. I'd have been out at least half of it at 9, and then I just use a trailing stop. And then I use moving averages for trailing stops. That's all I ever do. And you can talk to other people might use Fibonacci's. I think those can be useful. I've never tried Fibonacci's to find good levels, and then maybe if it breaks a certain retracement, you get out. But you do want to let something run. But when I have a stock like that on a break, it's breaking that level, my out's in front of that. I try to keep it really simple for myself. So congrats, it's a good one here for EQX. Dual listed, so if you're Canadian, you can trade it in CAD.
Look, I mean, getting out, I know you were in UNH at one point, and it's like getting out before that happens, saves you everything. And of course, when it goes
you can
up,
jump right back in. I'm right back in on it.
You can get right back in on it. So there it goes, UNH now. So there it goes. Nice move there to that upside. So yeah, just in some quick talks here as we go. Right now we're watching out for our play on Amazon, and we just got another out right there on Amazon. So there it is, right there at 44s. I want to put another out here into the 50s. We haven't been this high really. We got into the 80s, but we sort of stopped there. So we'll wait and see if there's something going on there with Amazon. So so far so good as we wait on that to see if that goes higher or lower than where we are right now. Yo, what's up, Vin City here? Let me see what you're saying here. I'm in a pickle. Okay, well, I mean, is a pickle better than a cucumber? I mean, we can go back and forth with that, but I don't mind. Right now, KFC here in Canada has some sort of a pickle menu. Would you short Apple here? What kind of?
That's not a pickle.
I mean, I don't know if you're in a pickle or not with that kind of a question, but maybe are you long or what? What does that mean there? All right, would I short Apple here? So. All right, so what I've said about Apple is obviously, we keep adding to it in our long term.
Oh my goodness, it did open.
Did it? Okay, it's QMMM.
It's at 220.
So it does.
Oh my God.
So it opens and halts again. So this is the thing, like there's nothing you're gonna be able to do about this QMN. Like I said, it was maybe open there. Let me see for how long, because there's no halt. Yeah,
you gotta use a 5. I can use a 5.
No, you can do it on e-signal, I'm sure. Yeah. But I mean, even on here, that was 6 seconds. We opened up at 222. So it didn't even print. I think it just opened where it halted, 2220, 22220.
I see in the 5-second chart, there's one candle.
Yeah, there's one, where it opened.
Yeah, so this is a 5-second chart, just for everybody, just so you know. It opened at 202. At some point, it must have had a print at 180, and then next thing you know, it was halted at 2, like we're at right now. So that's in a 5-second chart. That's how destroyed you are. You're finished. Like there's no liquidity, there's no execution. Like it's complete and utter nonsense. But it is entertaining, that's for sure. As long as you're not caught short, I'm sure this is entertaining for people out there. But
as you said, nobody should be caught short.
No, well, of course nobody should be caught short.
Right.
The only people that are caught short here in a reasonable sense is a hedge. Like a hedge fund that has the stones to just be out millions and millions of dollars and be like, well, it can't go up forever, so they're just going to hold on to it for a couple weeks, and as long as they're able to, and then if it does an HKD, like
so short Apple, I forgot about that. Yeah, well, the thing opened up.
HKD. No, that's right. You were talking about Apple. That's my bad. That's my bad.
No, that's we want. I mean, I was flipped over to it immediately as well. Okay, so what's up, Vin City here? Shout out to Vince Carter, Vinsanity, Vin H. Itchy. Okay. All right. So, would you short Apple? I mean, I guess that's just a question. Forget about that whole in a pickle thing. I would say. Yeah, I mean, you're down 144 there. What's up, Nimrod is in the chat. We'll get to that in a second. Yeah, but there it is right there. 235, I mean, that's where I was getting out. It didn't seem like it broke through there. We tried to play the Apple news. It was good. We're up on Apple today. Like I said, we're 6-1, so it's doing pretty good here today as far as the strategy are concerned. But I don't know. On the daily, I mean, now that the event's over, you could definitely say that there's been some run up into the Apple event. I would look to see about a 230. You know, maybe we could get to 230 if the Nasdaq is red tomorrow or something like that. So I don't mind the short. If you are going to short it, just get out if it breaks this 241.50 or so, right? That little top there. So if you can withstand a couple bucks, I think that it's worth the short back in. I mean, there's going to be people writing tomorrow stories that, you know, it was a nothing burger on the Apple, you know, what they released, and that might be true. And, you know, they didn't do anything AI related. So I could see, unless they did, you know, I'd have to read the review on the release today as well. But, you know, downside play there for Apple, to me it looks, I would say the risk is more like to the long, like those that are long. You know, we could fall back in. That's why I have the 200 period and the 50 period moving average. We recently bought in all of this down here. Actually, no, just on the breakthrough here, 210 or something like that, up into here. I think it was 212 actually. That whatever this, yeah, that would make sense. So into here is where we last bought Apple. Probably on this pullback in, it does go to 200 and then pop. So yeah, Apple was just $200 back at the beginning of August. So a month ago we were 200. Can it fall back in? Yes. So I would, if you went short Apple with a stop, I don't see that there'd be a problem. I think it's actually risk to reward is pretty good. 234, so that's 241, that's $6 worth of risk to possibly get $200. I think it's worth it. So anyways, that's my little small opinion there on Apple. So that's what I think. But
let's go to Adair, then we got a super chat from Nimrod.
Okay, good. Oh yeah, Nimrod.
Now, Moderna and Pfizer are getting some comments coming through here, reportedly from Robert F. Kennedy Jr. These are being reported by reporter Zach Brennan, who covers the White House here. He's posting this on X. Apparently, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. said that he agrees that vaccines work. mRNA and PFE spiking on this again. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. reportedly saying that he believes vaccines work. Back to you.
There you go. And thank you, Nimrod. First off, I'm going to read your super chat for everyone that didn't already read it in the chat. Missed all of you in the studio and chat. You had some surgeries. First off, and I said it already, take care of your health. That's the most important thing. You know, health and family comes first. And I know you're a family. I know you're a family man. We got to meet your family. You have a beautiful family. Your health matters the most. I'm going to make the assumption that you're stuck long here, because if you're stuck short, my guess is, yeah, I can't imagine. Nimrod, I don't think you'd be short this stock. So you have, since 110, you're stuck long over 30 minutes. How do you get out? So I don't, without knowing the details of like who you're trading through, the question, do you have access to market on open, limit on open orders? That's number one. Because as I was showing, the last time it opened for 5 seconds to be able to get out. So unless you can just throw a limit, it's indicating an open of 260. In theory, you could throw a limit order and just sit there. If it opens higher, just get picked up. Or you could limit on open order at like 250, let's say. And if it opens at 260, you just get filled. Like, you're so deep in the money, you just at this point, you just don't want to get rugged. So like, personally, if it was me, I would use the liquidity of the open to not worry about missing a chance, because it's only open for 5 seconds. Like, you're not going to be, if you can't put orders in right now to rest, it's almost impossible as quickly as this is halting. So your first chance is to want to use limit on open orders. I don't know how useful stops are going to be in this situation. Again, you need to know a few more details about that. Thankfully, you'd be deep in the money in this particular case. So I think you should have some cover. I'm seeing a tap of $260, which would indicate to me it's going to be a minimum 10-minute halt. The last halt was, what was that, a half an hour? 54 to, yeah, like, wow, it was a half an hour, the last halt. So there's a non-zero chance this thing doesn't open up until the close. Certainly it could open in 10 minutes. Just be very careful. Hopefully you got filled. You can get a fill. It's that limit or market on open is your best bet if you have access to them. Otherwise, you can try to be Johnny on the spot with an order ready to go at a limit price that you know is going to get filled, and just swipe the book the next time it opens up, as opposed to trying to react to things. Okay, so that's my best answer for you. Patrick Jam, another super chat here. You're going short Microsoft 497, 75. Appreciate all the super chats, everybody. It's kind of wild. It's hard not to be sort of wrapped up in this. And literally, there's like traders that I know that are messaging and asking about this stock, like, oh my God, are you seeing this? And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, nobody's trading this. that I know, but everyone's all interested in it because no one wants to get rugged. Whoops, I just went Microsoft MSTR instead of Microsoft. That's hilarious. That's how much crypto names are on the brain. Like you said 497.50, you must be talking day trade. No, you didn't say 497.50. Or 75, you're going short. Oh, you're looking for the breakdown. Okay, gotcha. You're not short now, you're looking for a flat bottom break. The only thing that I would be concerned about is the imbalances coming in. Markets at the highs, I'm always worried about reversions at the end of the day. Like when the imbalances hit and a stock reverts. So if it breaks down, you've got 15 minutes till the imbalances come in. I don't like trades where you're buying the high or shorting the low right before the imbalances come out. I'm not a fan of those at all if it's a day trade. If it's some kind of a swing trade where you're like, well, I'm shorting this breakdown and you're giving it to 502 and you want to hold it for a couple days and who cares? You know, technically that's just a different story. But for the day trade, it's a good-looking flat bottom break. Just always be a little bit cautious when the imbalances come out at 350 for sure. So good luck there. QMMM. Man, Nimrod, I hope you're long that 110.
Oh, I was going to ask you, did he not answer yet? Or?
I haven't. I've been looking in the chat. I haven't seen a response, but I could have missed it while I
would say he's short because the word stuck is in there.
I hope not. I really.
So yeah, I mean, obviously we all hope not as well. So shout out to Nimrod right there, and I hope you're doing well, and we hope to see you soon. All right, so we could just keep on checking it out. QMMM rate here.
He's long. He's long. 260.
Okay, he's long.
Yeah. So. But can you use a limit on open order?
Oh, there he is. Yeah.
It's just if you can't use a limit or market on open order, that's the real issue. It's just not opening long enough for you to be.
Nimrod, I mean, my
advice, put a limit order that swipes the book.
Just right now, offer $200.
That's what I told him, and you swipe the book when it opens up.
Yeah, your order will just go out.
It'll just go out.
And then you'll get filled. You don't even need to pick a price.
Assuming your broker allows you to put limit orders in while the stock is halted. That's the assumption we're making. Yeah. We don't know the specifics of how your broker works. Unfortunately, we can tell you what we would do.
Yeah. I would just put it out and see what happens. All right, so again, more outs on Amazon. I already put my stop, man. I think if we break 230, well, now this has changed. So my stop is on Amazon 237.74. I'll keep it there. I was just using the 200 period moving average. For me, it's been a good one on this Amazon trade. I mean, we were a little bit, we told you we had a couple units right there on that break. And then we're, I guess, lucky enough that it bounced on that Anthropic news there, where the news is pretty simple. It was that Microsoft is now choosing Anthropic to put into their Office 365 suite, something like that. So that created Amazon to the upside, a little bit of a punch in the face to OpenAI, but I don't think Microsoft didn't move on it, and we can't look at Sam Altman or OpenAI, their reaction, because they don't have a stock. We don't have a camera on Altman's face, nor he's probably wiping his face with $1,000 bills anyways. So right now we don't have to worry about that. But Amazon, nice move up there. I don't know if we were saved or not. I mean, the whole market really got going there on that Amazon news. Not on the Amazon news, but the market went, and as did Amazon. So, all right, Apple as well. Again, we're up on it, and we did the right thing, in my opinion. We waited until the event ended. This is where the event ended, right here, right when this, right here. So we went long, and unfortunately, the retracement was good enough to get us, some profit there. We didn't make enough to buy an iPhone, maybe an iPhone cover right there, but nice move upside there into 235 and change. And then we held our last 5 or 10% like we always do. Each one of these is an out, of course. And then we got out once it broke through 234. We got 233.80s there on the break. We probably chose 75. So out on the quarter mark there. Now it's just doing nothing all afternoon. So we'll have to wait to see what winds up happening here to Apple and everything else tomorrow. I think that's going to be a tomorrow story. So we'll wait and see if there's been upgrades. Like there's going to be some upgrades on Apple, I would assume, tomorrow. Or downgrades. Either way, there's going to be some analyst action based on what they heard there, what their expectations were, and that's that. So we'll go out right now at the high of the day for myself. We have a little bit of we haven't made any mistakes, right? Like we traded Tesla earlier today as well. That was good. Well, first of all, we went long and then we went short. Then we got stopped out of, again, our last little piece there, but nice move to the downside there for Tesla. QMMM is open.
280.
All right, so it's going to halt. There, right now, Nimrod, just offer right now. Offer 281. You should fill 281.
You can hit the bid.
Yeah, you can hit the bid. So you should be able to do that
You have 10 like 5
right now. Well, whatever. If you're on it, you're on it, Nimrod.
Bye-bye.
We hope for the best right there because that's 281 right now. You may not want to get out. I mean, you're asking for some help there, but I was going to say, like, now the tap is 290. A way to play this is the way I play everything, I think, and that is just piecing it out, right? Like, as it goes up, make sure you hold something for the top, and then when it gets to a price that you like, 200 periods, 50 periods, so on and so forth, is when you might want to start tapping some out. And right now, you've got 99 problems, and getting out of this long should not be one of them. I would just make sure that I would not hold this.
Don't hold it overnight.
Yep,
Don't
exactly.
hold it overnight.
Yeah, took the words right out of my mouth there. Don't hold it overnight. And another thing is, it's not going to halt in the after hours. So as long as your broker, Nimrod, has after hours trading, you should be able to get out no problem after hours.
He said he was using an older broker that wasn't allowing him to do much of anything. So to my guess, if you can't enter or if you couldn't put a limit order while it was halted and you can't use market on open, limit on open, I'm assuming you don't have aftermarket trading and you might be limited.
All
but
these.
but either way.
Did you comment on the gifts?
They just started coming in now.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Thank you very much, Nimrod, as well. Super chat, 180%. Congratulations, brother.
He must have got out there because that would be 180%.
Yeah, like that makes perfect sense that you would have got out there at that 280 level. So congratulations. Thank you for all the memberships I know you're throwing down in there. For anyone, if you're not in the chat to be able to receive gifts or to see what's going on here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's a subs only chat. Big shout out. I'm sure people have been trying to go along this sucker, but 110, the only dip. That is literally the only dip all afternoon. Through $110 back in. We got 10 minutes to go to the imbalance. That's an absolute studly move. And you know what? Your gain
304.
The hedgies that someone is. There's no day trader that could get this moked. So there's some of the hedgies are getting a haircut here today. I'm using better terminology. I just don't want to say. There's some other euphemisms that we could use here. Whomever got blown out for real on this stock.
They're getting their ass kicked.
Well, it's worse than that.
Yeah, I mean that's as traders it can happen.
There's a bunch of hedges that will make a ton of money on the way down, but there's one of them that just somebody's done.
Well, yeah, I mean we don't, and also the other thing is, what was the short float on, or not the short float? Who cares about the short float? What was the actual float?
This was bigger than the
QMMM?
others.
Because I don't understand why it's still doing this.
It's 41 million shares.
I don't understand. So then I don't understand.
And the short, it was 20% short. So if it was already 20%.
But why is that float so high? Like they should be able to find borrows and stop this play.
No, but my guess, and this is just a guess, when it spiked this morning at the open, it made the high right at the open and then went red on the day. So I think it was already 20% short. Somebody probably shorted the pop and then it was more short. And then when it started breaking down and went red on the day,
way too early.
They probably just like, oh, this is the back end. And they probably leveraged in when it was working this morning. And then this just started happening because that's when it went crazy. It went from red to green again, and when it was back above, you can barely even see VWAP now. But when it was back into the green and above VWAP, and then broke away from the volume weighted average price, that's when all what broke loose. Because they were probably just shorting everything, thinking they were going to be able to hold this forever. We've got the pop. It went to $30. Now it's at these lows are $9. Like someone could have been already short this, loaded in the 20s, averaged in and underneath 19, 20, been in the money under $10 and thinking they were laughing in a huge position, deep in the money, thinking they'll hold it forever, and then they got liquidated and they're probably still getting who knows how much you could actually have of here. It's done 12 million shares. This is not like CWD. This is not like OCTO. How many shares did OCTO do yesterday? 180?
Yeah.
Like 180 million shares were done, and this one's done 12 million. So that's the problem. It's insane, absolutely insane. Like this stock hasn't halted. OCTO halted once today. It halted 2 times yesterday that I can find. 3 times maybe. 1, 2, 3 halts. All day long, OCTO, 3 halts. Today, 1 halt. That's why it was at least remotely tradable.
So by the way, the top is already in. I think you nailed the top on that one, Nimrod, if you just got out right now, to be honest with you, because I was going to say with only 15 minutes left, the tap right now is right where it closed. I've never seen this.
They might not hold.
It might move off of that for sure, but I think the tap's going to be lower. Okay, so let's watch. So here we go. I think we've maxed out now. Let's just wait to see what's going on. 300. This is like the longest it's ever been open, it seems like. Okay, bye-bye. I think it's over with. Let's see what winds up happening now to the downside. Nope, so it does not. Okay, it just went to 277. The bid and offer right now is $22. That was, look at this.
Someone just slammed
there it
short.
is. Bang! That was what we're talking about right there. Congratulations there, Nimrod. That's the top of QMMN for now. I was looking at it thinking that was going to be it. So there it is right there. I mean, again, impossible to trade, but we just made that call there. I mean, whatever. I was calling it when it was at 310, but there it goes, 304 high. You had to withstand that, right? You'd be shut down anyways if you shorted that, but there it goes, man, 304. Bye-bye, ciao. Now it's 207.
Somebody did short
Time
that.
for all these hedges to get loaded up right there and make tons of money. We could sit there and say they got blown out, but you watch what happens now. Those guys are going to turn around. And
somebody else gets the big win.
Or they do. They never got stopped
it's
out.
possible.
Yeah, exactly.
Who
They just
knows?
averaged in. Because right now, this thing's going to close probably, honestly, $110. Closing price today. 207 tap right there. It's getting a lot lower. So there it goes, man.
Someone short 283, 284.
There we go. So congratulations, everybody.
Right there on the. You could actually see it on level 2. It was flying around on the reopen, and then right around here, as it was trying to hold 280. See how there's no. It's a nice tight little candle. That's because someone was able to execute a boat. As it was trying to bounce off 280, they sold right into that move, and almost all the volume was the tightest candle after the reopen, and then the slam to the downside. So someone just got it, and the tap is $207. That's wild. But there's not much you can do about that, because even as a day trader, if you see that and slam short, you're short also at 281. It actually went all the way to $300. So what's your, if it breaks that high, can you even get a stop in that fast? It breaks that high, it's going into an instant halt. If you miss the out, you're now caught short at $280, and who knows where it's going to open up. It's one of those, you can see it happen, but it's not that hittable, because are you willing to risk getting caught overnight and shut down? Ever.
All right.
I forgot to do the early look,
Thanks,
but there isn't
Rich.
much out there.
Yeah, Rich right there, up 15K long. Till 265, and he thanks us. So you're welcome, Rich. Right there. Back to real trading now. Not that wasn't real trading, but here we go, man. We just got out some more Amazon as it's coming back in. So yeah, look, we're happy to be sitting in this seat today and making the money where we are, and I'm glad that all of you guys are sitting here watching that. Right, yeah, what's up, D Holtz? Sean actually read the short on that one. Yeah, I actually did. Hey, what's going on? If you guys only knew the success and win rates, then you may not say something like that, but there it goes. Shout out to you. Thank you for watching. Anyone else holding Apple puts over 238? We had a question about Apple there, about the short. So yeah, I mean, I think that there's some people looking at Apple short there. I think that's a great call too on the Apple short. If anybody is looking over there for Apple. A little bit of a disappointing number today, or a release from them today, obviously, as we're down 2%. So there it goes to the downside for Apple. I mean, I think that 238 call, fantastic. I mean, you shorted what was the highs in Apple. So I think that that's great. I mean, the high 240 here comes pushing back in a little bit here into 233 and change. So we'll see if we can break that 233.40 or so. And if that comes in, then yeah, I already think you got a great trade, $5. If you're shorting with options, I don't know what you're in the money or not, but I was saying to that past individual there that was asking us about it, 220, that's what the 200 period moving average is. I don't know if it was that disappointing, but if you think about the run into, there was really no great news from Apple. We didn't get a deal with China. We didn't get anything like that. So, this move up there for Apple, probably just sympathy or people hoping that there was going to be, I was even calling 250, right? So people calling for a bigger release today than maybe there was. But yeah, we'll wait. I think there's still more to come on this trade. For me, I'm buying any dips in Apple, but it's not there yet. We talked about the last time we had bought that. But yeah, good day today overall.
All the talk was sell the news on this thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is what it does. And Dara had the infographic. It's close to 50-50 which direction it's sold off on these events, but it's one it goes down more than it goes up.
I was just going to say, it's actually exactly 50-50. 9 green weeks, 9 red weeks. I just did like weekly data. But again, as Neil said, the weeks that were red, on average, were much more extreme than the weeks that were green, again, on average. And the average move on the week was about 0.97% to the downside.
Yeah, so let this one calm down. I think you'll get a chance to be able to buy it back up. If you run going into an event and it sells off, then generally speaking, if they liked it going into the event and you get what's expected, then if it goes anywhere near those previous prices, like it should be a buy in theory, and you can hold it forever. We have imbalances in 1 minute. NCLH is 3.3 million early buy on NCLH, which is, we don't see that one every single day. To be honest, I can't remember the last time we saw that. VICI, that was there yesterday. Kenvue's there every single day, 1.2 million. I would suspect you're going to see some big cap tech names that will have imbalances. NCLH only up 3 points today, but that is a decent size imbalance for this at 3.3. About 10% of the daily volume on Norwegian Health.
Oh, what's up, Chef Joe? What's up, everybody in the chat? Hope you're having a good day. There goes Amazon. It's now, let's do this. I mean, everyone likes fruit salad. All right. Yeah, 238.80 right there. So it's a fruit salad trade coming in right there to the top side again. So, the only position on right now is $1.15, and there it goes again, taking over P&L number 2 right here today goes Amazon. And again, the imbalances are out. All right, let me have a quick little look to see what's been popping here on these imbalances. I got to actually source this, get rid of it, and just look at the Nasdaq or the NYSE. So there it is, boom. All right, NVIDIA with a nice little bid. So there it is, 170 and change. We talked about possibly buying some dips there on NVIDIA. Maybe that time has come and gone, but we'll see. NVIDIA today on the day up 1.14%. So nice move there for NVDA off the imbalances. Let me just zoom this up to the top again. I have no idea what AUR is. Apple right there, although I know I've got Aura. So Apple right there, 1.6 right there, 6.7. TLT 1.12. Palantir right here, 700,000 to buy. That's starting to go upside as well. But yeah, so far so good here today. We're just topping off on our Amazon one more time. We're waiting for Oracle, so let's see what Oracle's doing here into the close right now. There it is. Yeah, Chef Joe up 17K off UNH. You the man all over there, Chef Joe. So shout out to you doing damage there on UNH, of course. So congratulations to be able to buy that dip and getting out there options he's talking about. So yeah, there it is, 243. So Oracle just continues to extend out here heading into the close. Nice pullback for Amazon. There, we were able to get something out near the top. We'll tap out right now. We'll tap out right there, and that's it, man. No concussions. We're tapping out right there, and now we are out of that. So there it goes, man. Amazon, the bell of the ball here this afternoon for us, but obviously that QMMM or whatever that is there. 204 right now we're tapping. So we'll see where that opens, but I would say this one's done for a minute. I guess I can get rid of my $110 prediction because I don't even know if it's going to open again. But if it does, you only get one more halt maximum because it's 350.
If it's not open by now, it's not supposed to open until 4.
That's what I mean.
That's my understanding of the rules.
We're going to get that.
That's my understanding of the rules. It opens. It does open no matter what at 4 o'clock. Looked. AUR doesn't have an index action despite the gigantic imbalance, so I'm probably staying away from it. Had this been a down weight or a delete, I'd probably be short. But because I can't find the reason for this random imbalance on, I'm not going to touch it. NCLH came out as a nothing burger, so early look was 3 million. I like to see the comparative. If it comes out the same size or bigger, then I like to go into the long for that bad boy. But the other hint on that Aura is didn't move and still not moving. If there's really a sell imbalance of 1/3 of the actual volume on the stock,
it's the desk.
In theory, it should be going down. You would expect to see it go down. I'm not really seeing anything of that. Do not forget Robinhood. Excuse me. Do not forget Robinhood made an all-time high today. Ultimately, at the open, it failed to break out that top, but now you are all-time high here on Robinhood. I think the continuation trade could be a little something here for tomorrow. If I'm looking at what I want to do in tomorrow's trade, it's this so long as, if it gaps back underneath the prior high, then all bets are off. But as long as it's holding that 117.70 to 118 area off the top, this one looks good. And remember, they do have their event, the HOOD Summit or whatever you're calling it, at 5:30 tonight. So anything can happen if you happen to be holding Robinhood overnight, or you're looking at it and wondering why it goes ham at 5:30. They do have an event. I would expect some action there. So it's not just the earnings after the bell. Of course, those are going to be big with Oracle and GameStop, but you do also have Robinhood's event at 5:30. I suspect, in terms of a catalyst for a trade tomorrow, that event's probably a bigger deal for most people than the nothing burgers that GameStop has been. As far as GameStop goes, a win for GameStop would be having earnings and not dropping an offering tonight. If they don't announce an offering, things probably go well for them. But the last couple of earnings, they've dropped offerings, and you can see the net end results. It's been a buy the dip event after it drops because it's been bouncing off these low 20s. But outside of that, pretty much a nothing burger for sure. Video news. This is one of the most apt. I love that quote. Turn the machines back on. And if you haven't seen Trading Places, then you got to watch Trading Places. The wipeout that you saw, if you watch that movie, the wipeout that you saw there could be similar to what happened to somebody on QMMM to the south side. But the value of being a hedge fund is they can just be sitting out of the money. And if this goes back down and comes in next week and it's at $50 or $30 or $10, then they just win. Sure, they're windle. Like, the risk to reward is nonsensical, but it's still a win. And that's sort of the idea. Like, somebody could be short this at like $100 and just holding it forever. And if at any time it goes to 50, they just made it, they just absolutely crushed it because they have the capital to hold it against them. Sure, it could have gone 3x what they gained. That happens, but a win is a win. And some people, that's how they like to judge it. And in the end of the game, that would be a win is a win. But personally, I wouldn't want to hold something against me 2 to 3 times what I made. But that's part of the game for some of these hedgies and why you see explosive moves like this. Let's go to Adair.
Thank you to our friends at Trade the Pool, because every trader knows that if you want to grow, you have to risk more. At least that's how it used to be. Trade the Pool is changing that. It's the new revolution in stock trading. You don't need a large deposit. Trade the Pool is built for any trader who wants to grow without putting everything on the line. Just a small skin in the game, and you're trading with real capital. Here's how it works. You pay a one-time evaluation fee starting at $47. That's your total risk. From there, you trade real shares, no CFDs, using company capital. Head to tradethepool.com, scan the QR code on the screen. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Adair. And just to go on that, just one last thing on that sort of note, when you talk about like that risk to reward, like ultimately, at the end of the day, like people can say a win is a win. I just want to tell you that there's the ability to hold something 2, 3, 4x against you and then only make a fraction of that. Say if you hold something $1,000 against you to make $200 or $300 or something on those, or $400 or $500, that's like akin to the blackjack strategy, just doubling down, but black every single time and just double down. And eventually when it hits black, you're gonna win your money back and you're gonna have a win. But it's like, how many times can it lose in a row? And that's what if you have a bankroll large enough, and of course you can't do this at a casino because they will simply control your ability to do that strategy. But if you have a bankroll large enough, like a hedge fund, you can get away with that. A retail trader or a prop day trader can't do that stuff because over time you just don't have a bankroll to play that way. It doesn't work having losses that are 3x your wins or holding them against you that much to try to get that smaller win. Over the long run, it doesn't work. You can have some green trades, but the hedgies can get away with that. That's why you'll see somebody that makes money doing this to the south side. With only 2 minutes to go here, pretty much everything paired off. NVIDIA paired off at the end, despite the fact that it is still a decent day for NVIDIA. The one stock that it's wild that, it's wild that we spent all morning talking about it and almost nothing all afternoon. CWD. This was the one that everybody thought was going to go. It was like up a bajillion %, 2,000% this morning. At the open, it flushed. It's still at the low of the day. But the crazy thing is, if you bought this stock at this time yesterday, you're up 300%. As silly as that sounds, not that anybody would have held this the entire day, because unlike that QMMM, this halted 3 times today.
Ooh.
3 times.
Oh shoot, it's almost.
It went. This stock went from $2 to $57 to $9 and halted 3 times. QWD and OCTO were actually remotely tradable. I lost on CWD, made on OCTO, but you could actually trade those. QMMM is going to open up. I'll have it open just to tell you what happens at 4 o'clock, everybody. Because the current tap, current tap's not really going to matter. That's going to change in the seconds before 4 o'clock. Like, it's at 207 now, but like, it could open at 150, it could open at 290, and anything in between.
All right, I'm going to log out here because I got to go over to the other side. And, we don't have e-signal working over there, so we're going to get that all figured out. But, again, thank you for joining us again today. And, just make sure that if you're trading these names tomorrow, it's obviously good to get in early. And, we saw those names start popping off 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., things like that. I feel like that's the best way to play it. And then join us right here, and we'll discuss, the potentials, and we'll talk about the tap and where it's going to close and all of that kind of stuff. So good luck to everybody. Good trading today, Nimrod and everybody else that's out there. And thank you for the support. Join Adara, myself, and Brian Shannon on the Market Recap Show. Baby. Brian's back. It's Oracle night. It's GameStop night. It's going to be a good one. For me, I'm Sean. That's Neil. Ciao for now. I'm going to pass it over to Neil and get over. The bell brought to you by Origenics. OGEN listed on the NYSE. Let's ring it in 2 and 1, and this thing should open now. Right at, it did. It was actually accurate. 210 maybe this one opened up at, and it's very likely. Remember, there's no halts in the aftermarket, so all what can break loose. It just popped. It just went 207 to 230 in a single print and right back into the low. So what goes up must come down. Certainly this one has topped out here, at least in the short term. Even if it were to get back into 300, somebody slammed that at the 281 level. The spread is insane on this. $10 spread at times in the aftermarket on QMMM. Obviously not going to be very tradable. Perfect. But that's how these games they work. If it can go up that much and that fast, you understand that it can go down just as quickly. Make sure you have a risk plan. If you are even trying to trade this, make sure you have an idea that whatever you put into it, you can lose pretty much the entire thing, especially if you go short. There's no limit to how much you can lose going short. If you have long, hopefully you had a plan. Shout out to Nimrod. We're all happy with your trade. I'm just most happy you're recovering from your surgeries, for sure, brother. So make sure you stay healthy. We're all happy to hear you did well there. And a big shout out to the community. It's been a fun one here today, but we got Robinhood all-time highs. That's true, but that's not what's tonight. Oracle tonight. GameStop tonight. After that, you're going to have, not on the show, but you're still going to have that Robinhood event at 5:30. That's all on top, a recap of what happened with Apple. They had their event today, sell the news as usual with Apple, despite some pretty cool things that they talked about that they highlighted as new products. Let's jump on over to the desk. Sean is locked and loaded and ready to go with Adara. Market Recap begins now. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to your Market Recap Show. This is Sean.
Hi.
And that's Adara. Adara.
Yes.
How are you doing today?
I'm alive. How are you?
Good. I like the black. That looks
Thank
good.
you.
All right. So let's get ready to rock and roll here. We do have Oracle earnings coming through. That's going to be exciting.
First.
Plus, we have GameStop. Everybody heard of that stock before? All right. Here we go, man. GameStop is now out right now. It's reporting 25 cents. And boom, there goes GameStop, up 7% right now. A nice move higher there for GameStop as it's beating all over the place. Nice move there for GameStop. Adara has the numbers immediately. What are they looking like?
Yeah, I'm just reading through the report, so I'm not going to compare to estimates quite yet because I'm not seeing which estimates the street's running with. But either way, 972 million here is what they're reporting for sales for Q2. I was seeing estimates of 900 million, so that's well above estimates what they reported here. Also, it's well above their Q2 2024 earnings, 798.3 million. So nice year-over-year increase, and it also looks like a beat as well. Let me see here. Their selling, general, and administrative expenses were up on a year-over-year basis. Operating income actually positive compared to an operating loss last year. Net income also better, of course, than the previous year. Now, again, I don't want to compare to these estimates yet. Google Cloud coming up, saying apparently they have $58 billion in revenue lined up over the next 2 years.
Oh,
that's a good look. Yeah, and then Elliott Management now taking at least a 5% stake in Bill Holdings. Bill Holdings has so much activist interest right now. And also, GameStop announcing a dividend of warrants to its shareholders, Sean.
Ooh, dividends. Okay, warrants. All right, so GameStop reversing now almost immediately. I don't know what's going on right there, but nice move. It got as high as 25.20 right there. Special dividend of warrants. 1.9 billion worth of warrants right there issued. So, okay, so that's nice. So there's the move to the downside right now for GameStop. Still that 3.5%. So we'll see what's going on right now with GME as it's pulling back just a little bit as well. Yeah, they, what, 500 million in Bitcoin?
Yeah, $528.6 million here. That's what their holdings are valued at as the close of Q2. Then again, they did actually have that double beat. So the estimate that they were showing is actually much lower than what I saw, so even better beat for GameStop. 972.2 million versus estimates of 823.25 million, Sean.
Wow.
I was seeing estimates of 900 million, which still would have been a great look, but it's even better than we thought. Q2 adjusted earnings, as you said, 25 cents, well above estimates of 16 cents. And again, not a loss, which for something like GameStop is key. They often report quarterly losses. Those Q2 net sales, as I mentioned, big jump. It's actually up 22% year over year. To give a correct number to it, we have Oracle, we have Rubrik, we have AVAV or AeroVironment, and we have Synopsys. So I'm going to get going with those the second I have them.
Good. Yeah, Synopsys is a $600 name. So might not be too much there. My chart looks like it has frozen on me over here, so I'll have to switch off of this platform and get something else. So right here, there goes Oracle, 242. We'll wait for it. Okay, now it's starting to load again. Oracle right now 4% higher, 1.25% higher. We'll wait for Oracle numbers, but it's the GameStop story, that QMMM. What a story that was there today. It's open, QMM here. So if you are involved in this, if we come over right now, QMMM, right now 178, 175. So good little look there. Oracle is now out. And Oracle is missing right now. So there goes Oracle to the bottom. I do have the chat over here, so I'll be figuring that out. Rubrik apparently is out. Everyone wants to know as well. But there goes Oracle. Just a quick little look. Looks like a miss for Oracle. Rubrik, RBRK right there. What's going on with Rubrik as well? Boom, upside there. 14% up for Rubrik. Looks like we're going to go downside for Oracle. What do you want to talk about first?
Start with Oracle because I have it up. So remaining performance obligations for Q1 up 359% year over year. Now their GAAP earnings per share are down 2% year over year, Sean. Their non-GAAP earnings per share, they were actually
Oracle
up.
Just turned green.
Oh, yeah. Q1 revenue here up 12%.
Oh, boy.
14.9 billion. I was seeing estimates of 15 billion, so it looks like they missed. But again, sometimes the estimates I see are different. They actually have a double miss here, Sean. So in addition to that year over year decrease in GAAP earnings per share, they actually missed on EPS narrowly. $1.47 versus $1.48 expected. Sales also a miss. 14.926 billion versus 15.035 billion expected for Larry Ellison. That's not a good look.
It's a fantastic look if you own the stock, but as your point, it looks like they go double miss there, and they are flying right now. Oracle up 7% right now in the after hours and still going up, man. 5% right now up for Oracle, and here we go. One more time for Oracle. So again, the numbers for Oracle: 147 missing 148, sales 1492 missing 1503. But Oracle says if this is a miss, then we'll keep on missing, baby, because there it goes. You're up now 9% on Oracle. So I don't know what calculations are being made right now, but it is upside on Oracle. Adara's going to drop Rubrik to us.
Yes, I will.
Oracle is now up through 260, man. We like this stock. RBRK for Rubrik here on the NYSE. $99 right now, upside into 109, Adara. And Rubrik going the opposite way now, falling back into the day. Let's go find out what Rubrik's all about.
Looks like they improved all of their losses here on a year-over-year basis. That's a good look, and they did have a double beat, Sean. Loss of 3 cents per share, way better than the expected loss of 34 cents. Sales 309.86 million versus 282.218 million expected. To get into some of the other metrics here, subscription revenue here up 55% year over year. Total revenue up 51% year over year for RBRK. Let's talk about SNPS. I'm guessing Oracle is still doing.
Oracle is up 13%.
Oracle always goes up on earnings, and I've realized that it's not going to matter matter, and it will just always make new all-time highs at earnings. And it doesn't matter what they reported, but Synopsys will talk about double miss, much like Oracle. Unlike Oracle, it's actually dropping. Q3 adjusted earnings 339, below estimates of 373. Sales 1.739 billion, below estimates of 1.768 billion dollars. And also now seeing the information reporting that Microsoft is going to be buying AI from Anthropic in a partial ship from OpenAI. And to the writers at Information, please stop packaging old headlines as breaking news. Sincerely, Adara.
Yeah, sincerely, Sean, buy Oracle. I mean, right now, Oracle is straight upside right here, now up 13% and still going. Hey, put some ones in the chat. If you like the energy that Adair and I are giving here, man, we're changing the flow right now. 269 right here on Oracle, man, up 13%. It makes me think about like we are sort of in the golden age right now of AI. Like all of these guys, they're expecting multi-cloud revenue expansion right here. It says, Oracle says we expect cloud infrastructure revenue. Oh, you have this news? Okay, go ahead. I
also have Synopsys because that guidance is disgusting. But we'll talk here first about Oracle. They're expecting, again, as Sean kind of indicated there, 77% revenue increase here for their Oracle Cloud infrastructure revenue for the fiscal year. Then they're also expecting it to increase to 32 billion, 73 billion, 114 billion, and 144 billion over the next 4 years. So Oracle loves to do this where they put like really crazy numbers going forward like 5-10 years for revenue. So this is 100% within their playbook. We'll have to see if that actually comes, you know, to task. But they did say that most of the revenue in this forecast is already booked in their reported remaining performance obligations. So it doesn't sound like much of this is actually that new. And again, Oracle, I guess living up to their name, they like to try to foresee earnings way before we'll ever get them. We'll talk about Synopsys though, because we have more info from them, and that is their guidance. Q4 adjusted earnings, they're guiding between 276 and 280, well below estimates of 451. I'm going to see if there's any specific note on this to explain that terrible guidance. They're actually guiding, and the reason I say that is because they're actually guiding sales above estimates. So Q4 earnings, I'm guessing there must be some kind of impact there because, again, well below estimates, but their sales, they're guiding 2.23 bill to 2.26 bill, well above estimates of 2.094.
All right, thank you, Adara. Yeah, so Synopsys, I mean, the bigger trades here, I think for many of you, are going to be the GameStops of the world and maybe the Oracles, as we'll talk more about that. And right here, GameStop, again, comes out. They announced a special dividend of warrants with shareholders receiving 1 warrant for every 10 shares held, with up to 59 million warrants distributed on October the 7th. So October the 7th, 2025, there'll be warrants. Each warrant will allow the purchase of 1 share at $32 until October 30th of 2026. So here's the story right here on GameStop. So what I was just reading to everybody was literally just this. 2026, you have till October 30th to purchase it at $32. So a warrant is like a right to buy something, and it'll be trading as well. So you'll be able to trade those GameStop warrants. And as GameStop moves around, those warrants will as well. So it'll give you 1 warrant for $32, and you have a year to execute that warrant. So if they start to go upside right now, AV now reporting as well, Aero Environment. If that continues to go upside, that warrant will move pretty dramatically, probably priced at $1 or whatever the price is going to be tomorrow, and we'll see when it gets dropped into your account October the 7th. AV here, downside play, we'll get those numbers. Adara has more numbers or more news on Oracle, as right now it's at the high of the day. Oracle 272, up 13% here after hours. The numbers for Oracle were a double miss, but the guide on the cloud was huge, and they don't see any slowdown, it looks like.
Yeah, again, the guide in the cloud with Oracle, you must remember, they like to be very ambitious, and I would like to maybe, you know, see more evidence, but that's fine. That's just neither here nor there. They also announced, Sean, that they signed apparently 4 multi-billion-dollar contracts with 3 clients in Q1. So 4 multi-billion-dollar contracts, 3 clients, all signed that quarter. Let's take a look at AV because I have these numbers. Sean, they're down, even though, according to their report, which I'm actually reading through, they, and this is not a joke, their Q1 revenue was up 140% year over year. Okay. 140% to reach $454.7 million. Their legacy revenue gained 16% year over year. They also had record first quarter backlog here of 1.1 billion of revenue. I want to see how this compares to estimates because, again, I'm never quite sure. I was seeing estimates of 453.5 million, so it does look like they slightly beat estimates. But again, that over 100% year-over-year increase for revenue is pretty significant. I'm going to keep looking through the report. If I see anything else, I'll let you know.
Yeah, good. Thanks, Adara. So here's the stories right now for Oracle. Look, I put the numbers up on the screen so everybody can see this one more time. Oracle's Q1 adjusted EPS is $1.47. Misses. See this word here? Misses $1.48. Sales, $14.92. This word here, miss $15.03. So if we're going to talk about top and bottom line, this just goes to show you immediately everything that we've been talking about. And by the way, I do want to say a big shout out to Beta Pro and Global X for sponsoring our aftermarket recap show. But Oracle, the double miss. But then it's right here. The headline, we expect Oracle Cloud infrastructure revenue to grow 77%, much outpacing what the expectation was. Increase 32 billion, 73, they're just doing the math, 32 billion, 73 billion, 114 billion, and 100. These are revenues, 144 billion over the next 4 years, right? Subsequent. So bang, add that, plus that, plus that, plus that is what you're going to be doing. So most of the revenue in this 5-year forecast is already booked in. Look, let's just be glad we own some Oracle and be upset that we didn't buy more, but Oracle right now up 17%. I'm going to go to say that this might be one of the best earnings reports of the season in a major mega cap name, bar none.
Even with the double miss.
The double miss is irrelevant. I mean, this is right now. No one, Adara, you know this better than anybody. Yes. This is last quarter.
Yeah, I know they care about guidance, but the thing is, this is even next quarter's guidance, Sean. This is like 4 years from now guidance.
Booked in. Can you imagine?
It's a little bit hard for me to, because they do this every couple months. They're like, 7 years from now, we'll have this much.
You know, Adara, unfortunately, you have some work to do on your infographic because Larry Ellison on this move just rocketed up the most richest individuals.
Yeah, I'm going to have to.
Right now, right? Watch out, Elon. We got someone else knocking on the door right now.
Sorry, one more
and it's Larry right now because that is now upside on Oracle. Shout out to that. And a quick little look on what GameStop's doing. 24.25 right now for Oracle, so for GameStop. So that's what's moving on. RBRK as well. Rubrik in NYC, New York Stock Exchange, flat right now. Rubrik not doing anything. We had AV, Aero Environment, making the move around. That was a downside play. Now back to flat as well. What was the other one? It was just those four.
I was going to say,
ones.
Rubrik, I want to mention the guidance on.
Go ahead.
It did come out, so they raised their fiscal 2026 guidance for adjusted losses per share. They're now guiding losses between 50 and 44 cents per share, much better than the estimated loss there of 97 cents. They also raised their guidance for fiscal 2026 sales, beating estimates. Q3 guidance here is also better than expected across the board, but market not liking these numbers. I did want to say as well, for people saying, why is NVIDIA moving? Why is AMD moving? This is likely sympathy with Oracle because we know there's a lot of concern about, will people still be spending on AI? Well, Oracle's saying, hey, not only are they going to be spending, they're going to be spending gargantuan amounts over the next 4 years. So that's why these games are moving. A lot of people tagging me, Adara, NVIDIA, AMD.
I just saw
that's
that,
why.
yeah.
So
yeah,
I
so
tell you guys that. There's no other news.
We were waiting for the dip buy opportunities on NVIDIA. We talked about hopefully gets into the mid 160s. Nepa for my French friends out there. It does not look like we're going to get anywhere near there because there goes NVIDIA. And what I think, if you come over to the screen, what I think this means for NVIDIA, exactly what Adara said, CapEx. There's, they cannot project those kind of numbers if the spending is not still there. So we're going to wait to see more and more cloud revenues. We know that some of Oracle's clients, they have to be the big guys. Plus, we also probably are seeing AWS. What's Amazon doing right now as well? I mean, these are cloud, 237, 238 for Amazon. So not really moving on this number. Let's see if Google's doing anything as well here. Is it just the chip names? I mean, it might be. We didn't look at AMD yet. Google Cloud, yeah. So it has nothing to do with the cloud names. It's just right here in the chip space. So it's NVIDIA. And yeah, we get 158 as well for advanced micro devices. So they're starting to tick higher. Where the close on AMD today, 155.75. So if you put some flyers out in the option market here for AMD, for NVIDIA, for the overall tech market, you're going to get a nice bounce. What is even happening right now in the Nasdaq after hours right now? 581. We have QQQ's all-time high. I think it was around 584 or so, maybe 588. We are getting close to that again as right here in the after hours, we start to tick up one more time there on the overall Nasdaq. Are we ready? Okay, we are ready to go. I don't know if I have the show in my ear or not anymore, but here we go. It is time. It is the return of a good friend of ours. It's Brian Shannon with Alpha Trends. Let's bring him on. It is Trader Talk. Hey, Brian, good to have you back on again. You're looking fantastic, my friend. You were on a little bit of a vacation, I guess. You told me you were in Boston. You went to Chile there as well. Any highlights from your trips?
Oh yeah, that Chile trip was just amazing. Some skiing on, with these 20,000-foot peaks right there.
Amazing.
We did a day of helicopter skiing. It was amazing. It was really awesome.
Oh, great. And was that a trip that's sort of been planned for a while, or was that a spur of the moment type of thing? Because that does sound like almost like a bucket list for you.
Bucket list that I didn't realize until I saw an advertisement for it back in, maybe April. And I, got a couple of friends together and said, let's do it. So it came together quick, and it was a good thing.
Yeah, it's always great to check some names off there, off the list. Uh-oh. We just lost him. All right, we'll get him back on there. What I'm going to ask you, Brian, if you are still with us, hopefully you are. We lost your camera. I don't know if you can still hear me or not. But right now we do have Oracle breaking higher. You can flip over to my screen until we get him back, maybe. Yeah, there he goes. Thank you so much. Okay, Adara, we are now up 20% right now on Oracle. And again, the big story here for Oracle as we go. Shares are higher. Q1 results obviously in the place here. Oracle CEO again talking about more and more need for the cloud. As here we go, Brian. Welcome back. I don't know if your connection's in Chile there or not, but welcome back. Oracle now up 22%, Brian, and they miss on the top and on the bottom, but they give a 4-year outlook where they're saying the cloud, they're expecting their revenue in the cloud to grow 77% annually with outrageous numbers 4 years out, and the market here is rewarding them. This is a huge market cap stock, Brian, that is now, and I said to Adara, this to me is the winner of everything this earnings season. It's putting the whole session on its back. Oracle up 23%. What do you make of this move, maybe technically?
That's pretty amazing stock. I mean, we're a stop move here today. I'm sorry, Sean, I'm not speaking well, but man, we're closing in on 300. These are all-time highs. There's just nothing, technically negative about it. We had, this is often what we like to see happen is, we see a shakeout, recovery, and then the earnings came in. And man, if you're involved in this one, it's going to be a great open tomorrow for you.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to go. I mean, I think we could get a little bit of a pullback potentially off the open if, if I don't know. Who knows? Let's wait to see. I just feel like 21, 22%. This was an implied move of just 9%. But you're right, man. It looks like it's all clear sailings now as we go to the upside here. This is a daily chart down right there. That's a big green middle finger to the shorts, I think, heading into it. And then we get a nice little play in NVIDIA. I mean, it's been weeks since you and I have talked. As I've said before, we did get those all-time high tops for NVDA, Brian. So I was going to ask you, what do you think about this stock here? It did hold the 50-period moving average. It looks like Oracle comes in and justifies, some of this AI spend, some of the cloud spend as well. We do know that a lot of the cloud and a lot of these plays here for AI are running on NVIDIA chips. They're up another 2 or 3% here in after hours, getting back up to 174. This looks like, to me, Brian, the next time we see 185, it's going to rip right through it. Too much supply up here. Hopefully, it's been resisting. If we can break through it, I think that's, again, another blue sky setup for NVIDIA breaking those tops. Any thoughts on that kind of a thought?
I think you're right, Sean. I was looking at this just this afternoon thinking that tomorrow, so we had a little bit of strength here today. I was hoping we could pull back a little bit, hold on that 5-day moving average and go. But here in the after hours, of course, we've got this big, as you would say, green middle finger to the shorts here of the last couple of days. And yeah, hopefully we can maybe consolidate a little bit near that 175, 176. And that is, run up to there, create a higher low, and then be able to push through because we've got that 20 and 50-day moving average. But the problem with this market is it's just not giving us much opportunity for these pullbacks that set up nicely. We're getting everything that, kind of gaps and goes. We saw it with App and Robinhood yesterday and their inclusion in the S&P 500. There's just unbridled enthusiasm for stocks, it seems.
I want to make sure that everybody right here gets into YouTube and hits that like button, just like I'm doing right here. Hit that like button. We got Brian back on. We are more than happy to have Brian, and thank you for your time here again, Brian Shannon from Alpha Trends, and again, the author of not just one book, but 2 books. This is it right here, Maximum Trading Gains with Anchored VWAP. All right, I had messaged you today, and I said, we want to talk about these treasuries. You asked me, are we talking about the 20-year? But no, I'm talking about some of the cryptocurrency announcements that have been made lately. I think you and I were talking about BMNR before, which was Tom Lee and Ethereum, and you and I just both said, just trade the coin. Don't worry about some of these treasuries as well. We had BMNR sort of started it off. We had SBET was there in the beginning. MSTR might be the MicroStrategy, or strategy might be the akin to everything there. But today we get QMM, and if you come over to, I don't necessarily want you to analyze this. I just want to talk about it a little bit. We had a whole bunch of halts today. The stock couldn't even open and stay open. Let's call it 40 halts. Eventually, live on the show, we were watching this. I kind of called that little top there. It was finally the first move down. Now you're back into 132. So from $300 back down to 134. We could talk about anything. Yesterday we had OCTO was a mover as well. Generally speaking, what are your thoughts on some of these? As we got a lot of talk in the chat about like people trying to make millions and losing millions or hundreds or whatever it is. It's just a wild ride. And for me, you're just there, trade it with whatever money you can afford to lose. It's one of those kind of like YOLO ideas where you only live once, go for it. If you lose, you lose. Is this something that you like to trade? I kind of think I know the answer.
I looked at this QMMM today and just completely avoided it. Right. You know, the one that had all the hype pre-market was that CWD. Yeah. And CWD gapped up and it just, you know, drifted lower all day long.
God, it's $8.
So there is opportunity long and short if that's your game. But Sean, it's just not my type of thing. We saw earnings from GME this afternoon, and they're a treasury play. I mean, I think they've got about $500 million worth of Bitcoin. So, Neil said it as well. You and I agree. I think you just trade the coin. But if you have a little bit of that speculative fever, that you go for it, I guess.
Ryan, I just want to show you my chart here. I don't know if you can see the screen. So I went long CWD today when it broke $50 in the pre-market. And then we got out some up here at $55, $56. So that was good. And then it broke down and we lost, and we tried it again here. Very small losses. But I laugh because I have a print in my account today of $56. It's $8 right now and still going lower. So wow, I mean, to have been able to get that short and hold it all day, that's where you need sort of that crystal ball. But let's go back to GameStop, as you just mentioned here. $500 million in holdings for GameStop. You brought up Neil's name there because he and I always talk about this $22 level. Look how good this looks on the daily for GameStop, Brian. I mean, right now we get that break through the 50-period moving average now and start to go a little higher. Looks like their earnings will be okay. The stock's not panicking. They issued a special warrant today as well, so that could be something that eventually moves the stock. But I think I can stamp a buy down here around $50. Are you liking the stock a little bit more now? Because it doesn't look like it's in the penalty box. It's trying to break above this 50-period moving average. I'm going to say a break of this $25 marker maybe gets us in if we can hold that. What do you think about GameStop for our viewers?
GameStop came up to the anchor from the high of this year here in the after hours, and it's backing off a little bit. Above that, we've got that blue year-to-date anchored VWAP, and we've got a declining 200. I don't think you're going to get hurt badly in this, and they really know how to play the game of getting people interested in their stock with, by buying Bitcoin, by doing, secondary offerings and doing the warrants. They're masters of the PR game is what I would say. Right. I don't. Were their earnings any good, Sean? I have no idea.
I don't believe GameStop had the greatest of earnings. I'm going to tell it to you in just one second.
It was really good.
It was good. Adara has good. Okay, here it is right here. I'm going to put it up on the screen for you, Brian. This is it, actually. Not too bad. GameStop, 25 cents, beats 16 cents. So, yeah, that's a good one. Nice. And then sales of 972, beating 823. So, I am corrected. Yeah, good news there for GameStop. Plus, Brian, they give one for every 50 shares you own. I believe it was 50 shares anyways. They gave a warrant of one warrant that you can exercise starting October 7th, and it's at $32, and you have it for a year. So a little bit of fun there. As you just said, they do a good job of bringing, all the fun to the yard there. So GameStop keeping people interested with that warrant and a good report. So, yeah, I'm going to throw you over to Adara, who has a couple questions for you.
Yeah, I do have
Yeah.
a question
Hey,
here.
Darryl.
I want to talk about United Health, Brian. Thank you for being here with us. So for one, I want to start with, of course, it's had a massive rally, but we were looking at this and I was thinking, where could we run into any resistance? There weren't any areas in the daily chart, but there was an anchored VWAP on the daily chart from the shooting and unfortunate death there of Brian Thompson, the United Healthcare CEO. So a VWAP actually came in handy there. That was right where the stock rejected. So I do want to give a big shout out to anchored VWAP, and yeah, definitely something worth trying. And I think I found incorporating it has helped me a lot. So I did want to give you that shout out. But other than that, Brian, how do you feel about UNH right now? It's had this massive move. We have now large institutions and notable investors getting involved. What are your thoughts on this stock here?
It's getting a little bit extended, but it's got great momentum. So maybe what I just drew on here, Adara, was from this peak to this low, a 38.2% retracement gets you up towards that 375-ish level and kind of closes that gap as well. So it might be magnetized up towards that area. I think if you can see some pullbacks that settle down and then buy strength after that, that would be the zone I would be looking for the potential of supply. And if it runs right through that, well, then you've got that 200-day moving average up at 420, but I think that's probably a little bit aggressive.
Yeah, thanks for the analysis and a great anchored VWAP. I mean, if anybody's interested, we've already done this here, but get the book, Maximum Trading Gains Anchored VWAP. Go find it at Alpha Trends and on Amazon. And actually, Brian, I want to talk about Amazon right now. What a move today, late on Amazon. But at the end of the day, we wait to see. There was Amazon Anthropic news there as Microsoft and Amazon kind of get together here with Office 365. So we went long and long here around 238, got some outs just around 2. We never went against us. Good outs on the upside. But I look here on the daily chart for Amazon. This is looking pretty good as well. We talked about the next time NVIDIA gets to the top, will there be that supply there? I'm wondering about Amazon. All of these topping wicks tells me that we got up there and then it was just overwhelmed by sellers, and it happened a bunch of times, and that was earlier on in the year. So, stocks have memory, and it comes right back up to that level again and gets smacked down. I don't know, man. Once, twice, thrice a charm. We'll see if we can take out 242, 243. We held the 50 period great. We held the 200. Brian, I think we break this 243 the next time we get up here. You like the way Amazon's looking here, or are we a little overextended?
No, I bought Amazon yesterday at 234.50, and
nice
I'm looking at that breakout of 242 and change, whatever, 242.50, I think it is. And I'm going to get really tight on a portion of what I have, thinking that it's had a nice run, maybe sell a little bit into the breakout. But, these mega caps like that don't always trade the way a smaller, mid cap stock might, where the breakouts get sold into. But I like it here. My stop is down at 233.70. So as long as it's above that, I'm still looking at holding it.
So your stop on that trade there is $1, right? I mean, that's the kind of stuff that we try to preach here on the show. Like you mentioned, you're long 234 and change, so you're stopped just under that near 233. So I think the risk to reward is something that a lot of our viewers appreciate on a call like that. All right.
Real quick, my original stop was 231.90. So I've raised it up to protect my gain. I've taken a third off, and now I have a stop in a place where if it stops me out, it's below a higher low, but I won't lose money if I get stopped out there.
Okay, perfect. So you're a couple bucks, $3 or $4 off your initial entry, right? So perfect. I love that. Less than 1% there. Okay, just quickly, we've thrown a bunch of names at you, and you've given some great looks. For everybody that follows you, maybe they know something you're looking at, but for those that don't, are there any charts that are maybe setting up, or any names that you just mentioned dipping your toes a little bit into Amazon there? Is there anything else that you've recently looked at or are looking forward to, some numbers or anything that we can talk about with our viewers?
Well, on the more excited, I'll give you one that I own and I'm not thrilled about first, which is Intel. I bought that yesterday as well at 24.62, and it's just kind of doing nothing so far. Sean, if you remember, we've spoken about this one in this anchor off of this peak right here, which we've run into supply numerous occasions, and now it's looking like with that big volume on the way up, we're consolidating under it. I'm thinking it could get going here in the near term up towards that $30 level, but it's just kind of stuck in the mud right now. So my stop is down under here at 24.10. I'm not going to really do anything with it unless it violates that stop. But I think that's building. More exciting, though, is we saw some of the quantum names starting to move today. I know you're a fan of rigatoni, and that one started getting going a little bit. So maybe a little pullback in the morning there, and hopefully we could see some continuation. So something like this pulls back in the morning, buy some strength, set a stop under here. IONQ is also, that got moving here a little bit today. You can see it broke this nice tight consolidation. It's had trouble up in this zone, but that would be a nice rally here. So I'm looking for the same thing, maybe a little pullback down towards 43, and then to buy some strength with a stop, 42.50-ish. And then you've got maybe less exciting would be QUBT, simply because they've got that declining 50-day moving average on it. But it's good to see that there's some strength in this group overall, and I think rigatoni and IONQ are my favorites there.
Yeah, I mean, I also like penne. Penne is a good one. Angel hair pasta, not too bad as well there. So yeah, Rigetti and a few other names there in the quantum space. Great. Everybody can find you at Alpha Trends, of course, there on X, and I believe on StockTwits. Is it the same handle as well?
Yes, it is.
Okay, there it is. It's Brian Shannon. And are you doing anything you want to let anybody know about? I know you have, you do a recap or a feed stream from, I guess, StockTwits and your live feeds on your website as well. So anything you want to tell traders about?
Just visit me on Twitter or StockTwits. I'm there. I'm not overly promotive of anything, but if you like my work, that's where to go take a look at it a little bit more in depth.
Well, we love your work right here. We want to thank all 3,700 for staying late with us right now. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. And thank you to Brian again. And hey, promise you'll join me next week. I mean, you got any more vacations? You going to Brazil anytime soon or anything like that?
No vacations coming up, Sean. Thanks. I'll see you next week.
Ciao for now,
Thanks,
Brian.
Everybody.
It's always great when we can have a laugh, and we've made good friends with Brian over the years. So we want to thank Brian. I think it's been about 4 or 5 years probably of him coming on. So it's been absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Brian, and great to see you had some color there. And again, anytime you can bucket list something, fantastic. So I think that's something that I definitely look forward to in my life, is hitting some of those bucket list ideas as well. All right, who's still here? Wow, I mean, I'm going to call up, we're going to do roll call in a minute. I'm just going to call up Oracle, just have another look, because we didn't check. Wow, almost day's high right now for Oracle, 295.50. This is day high. Day high was 296 and change for Oracle right now. As you can see, there it is, the live level 2 right now, pumping around. It's Oracle, 295.30 or so going through. So let's just say hi to who's still here, man. Thank you so much to Andrew. Michelle, you're always here. Thank you so much as well. Thank you, Brian. She says Byron Hart, Andrew Chow, Baron Keela is here as well, Adam James. There's Brian Shannon. Thank you, Brian, for everything you've done as well for us. Trevor as well. Gorev is here. Cloud C is here. Mr. Thumbs Up. Andrew Chow. Afterstar. Dinkelberg. Everybody is in the building one more time. And we want to say a big shout out and a big thank you to everybody for watching one more time here today. It's past time. We don't want to go for too late here. Okay, I thought that was my wife calling. She knows I'm on the air. Oh, Apple Watch, the Apple event today.
Yeah.
Pretty muted.
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
the AirPods were cool.
They're emphasizing the health stuff a lot, which I thought was interesting. There's a whole long video of people saying how the Apple Watch saved their life, which I actually thought was really neat.
Neil has a cool story about that with his dad. Same thing happened to his dad.
Really? That's really cool.
Yeah. So I think he's told it on the show. I'll leave that for him for tomorrow. I'll ask him about it.
Yeah,
make sure he's comfortable with it. His dad is fine, but it's those warnings that you get.
And now they're doing even more warnings.
Yeah. So there you go.
Some of them are weird, but they all.
Yeah, it is what it is. I like the fact that they had the heart monitor in your ear as well.
Yeah, I like
so if you don't have a watch or whatever, and you have your AirPods in, it also takes your heart rate. But I'm sure there's many more cool things there. And that phone was super thin, man. That'd be interesting to see how many of you like and grab that as well. Okay, something interesting catching you off guard here. Brian said that was a bucket list idea. You got any bucket lists that you're trying?
Oh, I want to go to Schenectady, New York. What about you?
You want to say that again?
Schenectady, New York.
I have no idea.
It's to this place. I don't know if anyone here is in the chat has seen Place Beyond the Pines, but that was like the movie that made me want to get into like writing and everything.
Oh, okay.
And that takes place in Schenectady. The name is after like the meaning of Schenectady. So yeah, I want to go there. It's like little small New York town. Really good Ryan Gosling and Bradley Cooper movie. What about you? What's your bucket list?
Yeah, so mine's actually a simple one that I can actually accomplish almost right now.
Awesome.
And that would be is that I've been to Lambeau, which is where Green Bay Packers play. It's the most storied franchise in the history of the NFL.
Called Lambeau?
Lambeau Field, Yeah, because Green Bay is located obviously in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Okay.
And they're the only publicly owned team, so I'm actually a shareholder of the Green Bay Packers.
That's cool.
Yeah, I actually get invited to all of the, go to the Two Shot here.
I didn't know they had that.
Yeah, so we actually get invited to the shareholder meetings every year as well. So anyways, that's not the bucket list idea. The bucket list idea is take the whole family to a game.
That sounds awesome.
That's it, because I've been a couple times with friends and never been with the wife, and my kids are now, getting older, so they may appreciate it. It might hurt the pocketbook to do that, but I think that that'd be fun to do. It's like a 13-hour drive, so you'd have to fly probably either into Green Bay, or you fly into Chicago, and where there's a little bit of action there. Maybe check out the CME. I don't know if my family want to do that. Go to the CME, chill out in Chicago for a couple nights, make the drive into Lambeau. And so I think that's something that we can accomplish pretty soon. So that would be a bucket list idea. And then maybe even the Super Bowl if we can make it there this year. So shout out to everybody watching today, man. It's been a great after show, as it usually is here on the Market Recap with Adara, myself, Neil, Adara, whoever's here with us. Make sure you do join us tomorrow, though, where it's Klarna IPO. Should be exciting. My heart's already racing for that.
And maybe my Lou will work this time. No, I'm joking. But
and there he goes. Yeah, we'll do the limit on open. We'll see. I don't know if we'll do that trade, but we'll definitely be trading that tomorrow. So from everybody here at Trader TV Live, that's Adara. I'm Sean. We're both tired. We got to get out of here.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see you tomorrow, bright and early at 8:30. Ciao for now. Thanks, Brian.